Alright, guys. Well, I did not get enough sleep last night. Alright, so we're here. GameStop. GameStop's still up over 100% from my average. So I'm hoping it goes up, but who knows what's going to happen. AMC, I haven't looked at it yet today. Let me pull both of these up, actually. I just got to drink my coffee and wake up, so just give me a second. AMC down a little bit. We're still at $5 a share, though, so that's good. GameStop at 34s, so we're still up over 100% from my average. All right, I know we're a little late. My bad, guys. Today we got jobless claims unemployment filings going live. So stick around. That drops at 8:30. I think we got something else today, too. I'll have to go check. Alright, so yeah, we're watching AMC and GameStop after their runs fizzled some. They're still not down. Like, maybe it's just confirmation bias, but I'm trying to be optimistic. Let me get some music going. Alright, so jobless claims are expected at... Oh, I got the hiccups. 219K. So there's a little bit of an increase month to month, but... Hey, what's up, William? Just wondering, do we all work from home? I certainly do. Ugh. Yeah, I definitely work from home. I never did good at, like, normal, like, corporate. I did good at corporate jobs, but that was, like, the last job I had. I think I told people this. Like, the last job I had, I was managing people's employer benefits, like health benefits, like insurance options, Medicare, stuff like that. Like, I was managing people's stuff specifically for United Airlines. And I remember originally I came on as a temp, and this was years ago. And this is what I'm very grateful this happened, right? But like years ago, I came on as a temp, and we probably had like a starting class of like training, like trainees, I should say, of like 45 to 50 people. So we have like 50 people there, and they start training us. They start like listening to our interactions with clients, and like I scored consistently at like the top, right? Like I remember I got 100 on my exam. I was the only person in the 50 people group basically that got 100 on the exam. In training, I did well. Like in interactions, I got at the top. Like I scored at the top. And when it came time to give the temps, because we were all temps that got started there, full-time employment, instead of giving me employment, they gave people who were like buddy with the boss. And it wasn't like I wasn't buddy with the boss. Like I was nice with him and everything, but like I guess the boss basically selected their friends over everybody else, which just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And then they started getting weird with me about like I remember about sick days, because I was a temp, and so they had leverage, so they started making me want to come in on my sick days and like all this different stuff. And so eventually I was just like, you know what? Like, I don't need this job. You know, I could go work for myself. And that's what I did. I left the job. I went and worked for myself. And it was a struggle at first. But, you know, again, I started this Amazon business at the time where I sold used books on Amazon. And it worked. I made thousands of dollars doing it. I made more than I did working at this corporate job. Eventually, the people, like, I kind of called them on their bluff and I left. Eventually, they called me and they offered me a full-time position there. Like, the boss called me and actually apologized. Apparently there was like a new boss lady that came in and she was like really kind of mean, and she didn't last very long, and she caused a lot of people to leave. But and so, like, they did, to their credit, they did call me and apologize and try to get me back. I think it made them look bad. But by that point in time, I was already making enough money to not go work for them again, and so I never went back to corporate work. And it's a long story, but yeah. All right, so a lot of people are watching, and I had somebody mention this stock to me yesterday, FFIE. FFIE. Up to almost $1, still running up. We're still watching AMC Gamestop, but still. Yeah, I got you. I'll make a timer. Yeah, it's who you know, 100%, dude. That's the first thing you realize working at corporate. You got to play that game too. Remember yesterday I was talking about smart people and who really ends up making money and being successful out of like the different levels of intelligence, right? I think if you're too smart, usually there's a negative correlation with social skills. And so if you're too smart, you usually have less social skills. Not always. You have outliers where you got really freaking smart people that are also incredibly social, but that's an outlier. Those are rare. But usually really smart people are less social. But I think you have to play that game. You know, I think the people who end up being the most successful are people who have both, who are really smart, but also can play that social game with people. Because that's not everybody. It's not me in some ways, you know. I could be social. I don't necessarily. I'm actually introverted by nature. Chat might not be able to realize that because I joke around and troll people, but I'm very introverted by nature. Anyways, FFIE up to almost 90 cents. Nvidia at 950s though. The real question is, will Nvidia hit 1,000 today? It's up there. It's over halfway there. John, you're drinking coffee out the glass jar? Yeah, bro. Listen, I'm from the South, dude. Okay? I'm from South Louisiana. We drink things out of jars, bro. All right? Don't judge me, okay? I am drinking it out of a jar. Cheers to you guys. Oh, we do have Walmart earnings. I forgot. But no, honestly, like I said, leaving that job was like one of the best things that could have happened. If I never left that job, who knows? You know, who knows what would have happened? Because what led me to start this YouTube channel was like me leaving that job, you know. And I made money anyway. Like, again, I started a used book business. My library consists of books. Like, if you see this library, it's mostly books that, like, I had this Bluetooth barcode scanner, and I would go to thrift stores and I would scan the barcodes. And this is before it was saturated. So before everybody started freaking doing it, I was doing it, and I would go scan books. You know, I was young, you know, like I was young. I needed a way to make money, and I made it work, man. Again, I made thousands of dollars a month doing it. I really did. I'm in the Houston area, so I could just drive to a new thrift store. I could drive to like 2 or 3 new stores a day and get 50 to 100 books in inventory daily, you know. And so if I go to a thrift store and I scan 30 books, if I scan the barcode for 30 books and I find 30 books that are all worth, you know, $20 to $50, sometimes more than that I can buy for $1 each. I'm spending $30 to, you know, make at least, you know, $300 to $600 in sales usually. And now they wouldn't sell that often. Like, you're not going to sell all of them. Like, it took time to build up an inventory to where you were making like a good amount of sales every day, but it scaled really, really well. Really, really well. It was a lot of work though. Like, I had to put in a lot of work. But it did scale well, you know. It probably would still work, I would assume. You're just it's going to be saturated now with how many people are doing it nowadays. This was like a decade ago, like 10 years ago this worked. But now it's like, you know. Another way to do it is just buy truckloads of books. There's people who sell actual, and I did this as well, right? So they're called gaylords of books, right? Like, a gaylord is a truckload of books, right? You can buy a truckload of books wholesale, and they'll send you them for like 20 cents a piece, you know. Oh, you are. Yeah, you are a Yankee to me, Dean. 100% you are. North Louisiana is not the same. I'm from Baton Rouge. What are you up in Shreveport? Where are you? Different. If it's a completely different culture in North Louisiana versus South Louisiana. North Louisiana doesn't season their food as good as South Louisiana. You know, like, the closer you get to New Orleans, the better the food gets. Although Shreveport's got some good food. It's mostly a stereotype. Yeah, up there in North Louisiana, it's more of like a Alabama-like culture, more nasally accent, you know. So, like, it's a much more nasally Alabama-like accent versus South Louisiana, which is kind of much more of a. It depends on where you are, you know. Like a Lafayette accent is much different than a New Orleans accent, you know. New Orleans accent is more like city, you know, like almost like it's very city accent. Anyways, hey, what's up, Mo? How you doing, brother? Oh yeah, I'm in Texas right now, dude. I'm in Houston, bro. That Lake Charles Bridge is getting sketchy. It really is getting sketchy, dude. That Lake Charles Bridge is getting sketchy. I got an LSU hat on today. I found this hat earlier. How do you think about GameStop? Why is it dipping? Well, I think the halts are hurting it. It's getting halted way too much. And so I'm not sure why they're halting it as much as they are, but they're halting it a lot. Also, Apex is having trade evade issues. So Apex is having trade evade issues. Just a heads up. It's one of the reasons I like using Quant Tower. Yeah, people keep talking about, let me buy yeah, so again, for the time being, you can get a $250,000 Rhythmic account. I wouldn't try to do a Trade Evade account right now. I would just download, like, dude, there's so much better options, bro. There's so much better options, dude. There's so much better options to, use Rhythmic right now. I would not use Trade Evade right now. Just use Rhythmic. I'm trying to buy one to see if it lets me. I'm pretty sure it will. Yeah, because you can get a $250,000 Apex account for $18 after tax. FFIE is going absolutely crazy right now. So yeah, we're in there. They also had a new DCA rule added to Apex. So one thing, I'm going to have to change the way I trade to where I trade. I'm going to have to change the way I trade to where I trade a little bit different. I'm going to have to. I'm only going to be able to add like I do to winning positions. And so I'll probably enter small. I'll be able to trade less micros for sure. Is Jobless claims unemployment going to make an impact on AMC going up or down? Probably not. Did you read the meta news? No, I'm in meta right now. Hopefully it's good news. What's up? A lot. I'm green on the day here. I'm looking at other stuff. Again, we do have Walmart earnings, I'm pretty sure, this morning. Yeah, so we do have earnings. We got Walmart at 7 a.m. in 5 minutes. JD.com. Supposed to drop John Deere, Baidu, Under Armour. I don't know, man. A lot of people said Under Armour was dying. I wear a lot of Under Armour stuff. You see a lot of it in Dick's Sporting Goods. I usually order mine on Amazon, but you see a lot of it in Dick's Sporting Goods. Yeah, you can't add to a losing trade for sure. Yeah. Yeah, what's up, Mo? All good, brother. Good to see you, man. Are you an AMC only for short term, and do you believe the company will turn around? No, I've been an AMC for a long time. Like, I certainly didn't just enter AMC in the last month or something like that. I've been in it for a long time. Anybody that's watched the stream knows I've been in AMC for a long time. Hey, John, after you sign up for an Apex account, do you have to pay an activation fee before you start it? How much is it? No, you don't. The activation fee is only once you get funded. Once you get funded, you have to pay $85, I think it's a lifetime, for the lifetime of that account. And so, yeah, people acting like no, like you can sign up for $18 today. You're going to get access to the evaluation accounts. The only time you have to pay the performance fee is if you actually get funded there, you know. Jobless claims are expected at 219. Yeah, Mo's old school, man. He's been here for a long time. Congrats on the packed CPI. So yesterday was CPI, but thanks so much, man. PPI was actually the largest stream. It was mostly from Jerome Powell. So again, we had our largest stream ever 2 days ago on PPI day, where we had 14,000, almost exactly. It was like 13,995 people watching. So that was our largest stream in terms of like largest amount of concurrent viewers. Like the largest amount of people watching our stream at one time, it was about 14,000. Traded Alliance. Whose school is Alliance? Are you talking about the one in Pearland? That's like far away from me. That's like over an hour drive away from me. Yeah, I think the largest stream will be NVIDIA earnings. You think asset managers and institutions were involved with GameStop pump and dump, and now they move money into actual market after dumping GameStop? I mean, not really. I think it's mostly retail that are involved. I think you might have some shorts from hedge funds and stuff like that involved, but it's mostly retail riding it up on the long side. But what do I know? I might be wrong there, dude. I don't know. Costs, yeah, I saw costs. Tie your belt, it's falling. I mean, listen, I started doing a super lock on my belt, the super lock tie, and it never comes undone anymore, ever again. Like, I used to be one of those guys that, like, my belt would come undone like 5 times a day, 6 times every class, and I would have to tie it again and tie it again, and in between rolls I'd have to stop and tie it. I started doing the super lock, and it never comes undone anymore. It literally never comes undone. Curious to your opinion about AMC. Then I was in it for a long time too. Eventually sold everything as it kept losing money. The bump from the past few days wouldn't have recouped my loss, sadly. Yeah, so I mean, Prison Mike. Yeah, I mean, listen, I am in AMC. I'm certainly not green on it. But I'm probably just going to keep holding it. The reason I'm going to keep holding it is because I think it's a little... Okay, so it's at a post-split price, or a pre-split price of... Currently, it's at a pre-split price of 47 cents. And so I think there's probably some value there. I might be wrong, you know, and if I'm wrong, it's not the end of the world. It's not like I'm losing huge sums of money if I'm wrong. But these are one of those trades that I do plan to sit on it longer term, and who knows how long that will be, but I'll probably just try to keep holding it. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. I have no idea what it will do, and it certainly might not hold. But for me, it's good enough risk reward to just kind of sit in it. Yeah, all good. Again, I'm not telling anybody to buy anything. I don't know what you guys should do. All right, so there's the opening bell. We should have had Walmart earnings just released here. So yeah, look at Walmart pumping up. And I'm in Walmart right now, so I am in Walmart. Walmart just posted... let's talk about it. So Walmart probably just posted their earnings. Walmart posted 60-cent profit versus 52 cents expected. Revenue of 161.5 bill versus 159 expected. So here's Walmart's numbers here. They just dropped. Strong revenue growth, 6%. Operating income at 9.6. Adjusted operating income up 13.7%. Adjusted EPS of 60 cents. Guidance for second quarter. Updates on outlook for fiscal year of 25. So yeah, Walmart is up, and I'm in Walmart right now. I hope it continues up. I'm green on the day again. Intel's been fighting back here. Like Intel, we bought Intel after earnings on the dip, and it's slowly been fighting back. Nike as well. Shopify. So yeah, Walmart's pumping up. Let me put the zoom in here. Yeah, like my jiu-jitsu skills, I'm mostly like a no-gi guy. I love no-gi much more than gi. I like both of them. Like, I don't really have anything against any of them. I like gi as well. I'm just much better at no-gi. I really am. No-gi, no-gi, I'm solid, I think. You know, I'm just a white belt and everything, though, so it's not like I'm super elite at anything. But for a white belt, I think I'm good at, especially at no-gi, you know. Yeah, GameStop up to 34s. Let's see if it holds. Yeah, so the CEO of Apex made a post yesterday. He said DCA always refers to losing positions. You can set your orders in TraderVate right after you enter. That's not an issue. New accounts are fast on Rhythmic. The TraderVate queue is slow, so they are backed up quite a bit due to the sale. It will take a while for new accounts. We are working with them on new method to streamline their pipe like Rhythmic does, looking into payment issues. Try a different processor. option. Past breaking of the rules does not mean it was okay. It just means we did not have the resources to verify them all. We have new compliance team and are building new reports to ensure rules are followed that have always been there. Dollar cost average. It means you can't add to a losing position more than a certain amount of time, which is fine. I'll probably do it where I'll add to a winning position. It doesn't count if you add to a winning position, so I'm just going to keep adding to a winning position. We're pumping up a little bit now in something here. It looks like Walmart. So yeah, we're in Walmart right now. Again, we've been in Walmart for... When did we buy Walmart? I've been in Walmart pre-split, and so I don't even know... where my average is, because since I've entered Walmart, it did it split, and we're up, we're up decent percentages. We're up like 5 to 10% on Walmart. I mean, I'm in shares of GameStop and AMC. Yeah. So again, Walmart cracking highs. I'm in it right now too. Yeah, it did just break over lifetime highs. I think it's lifetime highs. Let me make sure. Yeah, this is lifetime highs. So Walmart breaking lifetime highs at the open or in pre-market this morning. We're in it right now too. Should I take a little bit off here? Like, if y'all want to see my Walmart trade, we only got 10 shares left, but I don't know what I should do with this. What do you guys think? You can see we're currently up 627. Only about $30 on the day. I'll add a little bit to this. Or I'll take a little bit off, I mean, here. Just to protect the trade. Alright, so yeah, we're going to take just a little piece of this off. Just kind of lock it in some. I never heard of it, Frost. All right, guys. All right, so Walmart's still pumping up. Again, right around 63s now after reporting good earnings. GameStop dipping down to the volume-weighted average price here. Yeah, we'll put AMC up. There's NVIDIA. AMC down to 460s. Yeah, I know it's picking up my Discord notifications. It always does. Y'all will be alright. Here, I'll mute him for now. I just wake up early. I don't stay up all night. I've got kids and a family and a life. If I want to have a life, I hate staying up. Like, one of my biggest pet peeves is not getting enough sleep. I need my sleep. I'm so like, sleep's important to me. I get to bed early. I fall asleep early. I wake up early. You know, because again, like, I'm very blessed to have like the job and the businesses that I have. I really am. And I do my best to, like, I try to be a good person with them, right? Like, I don't want to be a cutthroat business person. Like, I try to help people out if they need it. I try to do the best I can, right? Because I really do believe you get what you put out there. And so if you put out good things, like, if you put out good things, like, you'll get good things, you know? Maybe it's a little cheesy of a mentality, but, like, I don't know. It's worked so far for me. But anyways, I get up early. You know, I'm very blessed to have this job and work like this, because I can sit here and talk about the stock market and make more than most people do, you know. But if I want to have any standard of living and not work all day, which is important to me, right, then I need to get enough sleep so that I don't have to sleep as much in the middle of the day. It doesn't always work. Sometimes I still have to sleep in the middle of the day. But if I go to bed early enough, I'm usually all right. All right, so GameStop bounces back. It's at 33.50. Yeah, man, like, you see people that just kind of go around, man, and, like, they harass other people, they make fun of other people, they just try to get so angry and weird with other people, and, like, and then they wonder why they're in, like, a terrible spot in the world. Like, they wonder why their life is falling apart, they wonder why they're struggling, and it's like, dude, because you're going around just spreading negativity, you know. I really do believe it's weird, man. Maybe it means we're in a simulation. You know, I don't know what it means, but I truly do believe you get what you put out there. The universe tends to unfold as it should. And if you put out a bunch of bad things and you're mean and you're not good to people, then that's what you're going to get back. All right, guys. Walmart at 63.20s here. 63.20s. AMC at 460s. All right, GameStop at 33.40s. I'm still in Walmart. I don't know what to do with it. I guess I'll probably take a little bit more off of it. I'm green on it. I'm just going to make my shares, like, I'm just going to get into an average, like, little bitty trade here. There we go. Just lock it in more. I'm a big believer in taking profit. Might as well. I'm wondering when Intel's going to bounce back. What's up, David? How you doing, bro? What's happening to AMC? It's just not fair. I mean, I think realistically something, this is at least occurring on a micro scale. You had a big run up. People have been stuck in AMC. As AMC starts to come back down and specifically get halted over and over again, people start getting scared. They see the profits on their accounts start going away, and so they start selling, even if they don't admit it. The more that do it, the more that want to do it, the more that drops. And it kind of starts squeezing down and down and down and down and down. You know, again, people get so emotional about AMC. Like, I see somebody make a comment on my video yesterday, and they literally spent the time and created a fake account and titled it, you know, something like, I hate AMC pumpers or something like that. And then they're like, they're just trying to mock everybody in the comments. And again, I'm going to tell them, I'm going to say what I told them, which is that my GameStop average is 15.16. I am still up over 100% in GameStop over the last couple weeks. And so, you know, I think it's kind of hard to mock somebody that's up 100% plus in something. Now, we'll see what happens. I don't know what, like, I hope it continues. I think in terms of business model, AMC's got the more stable business model for sure. Right? It's a movie theater. Movie theaters are still around. They're still going to be around. GameStop's got to do something special to change its business model, and I hope it does. But I think these are very clear things. I don't think we have a need for physical copies of video games anymore with technology evolution and growth. That's just objectively true, I think. And so the real question is, what does GameStop pivot to, and what does that look like? It's going to need money to do it. But I think this is a very obvious thing. And I don't think we should pretend that doesn't exist just to kind of, I think that's a very clear thing. GameStop needs to switch its business model up. What does that mean? Before market opens, who's trading? Institutions? I mean, everybody's trading. A lot of stuff. I noticed I don't see as many trolls in your live like I do in others, except for that day you had 15,000 in chat. Yeah, I mean, trolls are trolls, Anytime you do something cool and other people want, like, usually the biggest trolls are people who want to do what I'm doing, right? Like, nobody's more hateful and just insecure than somebody that wants to do what I'm doing and fails at it, right? Like, a lot of the time they start looking at me like it's my fault they're failing or something like that. Like, I have some obligation to, do whatever. And in the end, it's one of the reasons over time I've just kind of started to push back from doing that, and from just, it's just too much work. People have too many expectations, and sometimes it's easier to just kind of push it back. Walmart at 62, so it's pulling back a little bit. We did take 50% of the shares we had off of Walmart, though. And so, yeah, I mean, we're still doing good. Again, you can kind of see the trade here. We got in pre-split, and so the average price is a little influenced here, but yeah. Not bad on Walmart so far. We'll see what happens. Trolls are just jealous. Yeah, usually that's the case. I don't think. Yeah, all good, David. No worries, bro. I know, man. I've got a bridge to sell you. Why do you care? Don't let them get in your head. I mean, they're gonna be in my head no matter what, because I run the channel, right? So I see it. I see the bigger picture of it. Usually, what I try to do is I just make content about it. It gives me something to talk about. Like, days get slow, streams get repetitive. Like, I stream for 4 hours plus every single weekday. And so when you've been doing this for years, it does get repetitive. Conversations get repetitive. Topics get repetitive. And so switching it up and having something else to talk about, even if that's, dogging haters or trolls or whatever it is still a welcome topic most of the time. And it's an interesting topic because I like looking at the psychology behind it. Like, what drives people to behave that way? And again, I'm going to go back to my previous philosophy of, I really believe you get what you put out there. I think if you put out negativity, if you go around hating on others, if you're really mean and just terrible to other people, you're going to get that back, And I recommend anybody that's been being terrible, just try being good to people. Like, just try being nice to people. You'll feel better. Like, you'll feel better. I do my best to try. I'm not perfect, though. Dude, are you sick constantly? I have acid reflux. My nose is definitely stopped up right now. It's mostly from acid reflux. I made a mistake last night. Right before bed, I ate some barbecue wings. And, yeah, I already knew it was about to happen. So I go to sleep, I wake up, and my nose is just stopped up, Again, it's from acid creeping up my, esophagus when I sleep, unfortunately. What goes around comes around 100%. Super micro. XAU. That's gold, right? XAU is gold. Yeah, so physical gold. Yeah, I mean, I had to ban the gold trolls. I mean, we talk about indicators. We talk about a lot of stuff. Half the time I'm sitting here. The problem when I start looking at indicators is I'll start programming them in the background, and then I'll have these big leaps of silence on stream because I'm over here playing around with tech and stuff. So, buenos dias, John and amigos. Buenos dias, mi amigo. ¿Qué pasa? Yo soy fantástico. ¿Y tú? You know? Stole it from The Office. I can speak a little bit of Spanish, but I stole that from The Office. No, I didn't see that back. BBQ wings before sleep. Bro, it wasn't that, dude. My wife and I spent the entire day yesterday cleaning. So we cleaned out our entire bedroom. My wife is super sensitive to allergies. And it really goes to show. Like, honestly, one thing that I regret. I love my wife, right? I love Carol. But she's allergic to freaking everything. And honestly, make sure she's not around here. At least some of it is psychosomatic, right? Meaning at least a little bit of it is just in her head, you know? Like, dude, my house growing up was like a zoo. My dad was a falconer. He raised quail. We had all these different animals, snakes, quail, rabbits, all these different animals lived in my house. Cats. Like, my sister was allergic growing up. My dad was like, hey, we're not getting rid of the animals. You're just going to have to deal with it. By the time, within a few years, my sister had no asthma, had no allergies whatsoever within a few years. And so it really does go away. And a lot of asthma really is a lack of exposure. And so one of the biggest, I'm not going to say it's a regret, but if you look at me, I have no allergies. Mold does not bother me at all. Like, I'm not sensitive to anything. Food-wise, it's different. So maybe food-wise was different. But in terms of, like, allergies, mold, I don't react to anything. Like, I'm not allergic to anything that I know of, at least. I've never been allergic to anything or had any type of, trouble there. But my wife had a much different childhood where, her parents didn't have a bunch of animals and like certainly did restrict her from exposure to some of those things out of fear, right? Usually it comes from fear. And she's allergic to a lot of different things. She struggles with mold. She struggles with allergies. And so we had to basically clean apart my whole room, my bedroom yesterday, and clean under the bed. I kind of did it for her because she can't really do it because she struggles so bad. But like I had to like clear out under our bed and mop and sweep and vacuum and try to like get our room mold free, dust free yesterday. So point is, going back to barbecue wings, the reason I ate them very late is because I spent most of the day cleaning and trying to help. Right, 100%. She didn't make me do any of it. Yeah, she's from Louisiana too. Gold ban. Here we only short gold. Honestly, if anybody starts spamming buy or sell gold, you're gonna get banned here, dude. Again, I see him too much. All right, guys. AMC bouncing back here. Let's see if Gamestop can follow it. That's a fact. Sowing seeds of kindness to stranger does bring favor. 100%, dude. I really do believe that. I truly believe you get what you put out there. And again, I think it might mean we're in a simulation. And I don't think that's the only argument for a simulation either. The weirdest argument and the hardest argument to get by, I think Elon Musk famously said this, but I told my wife this argument, and I felt kind of bad because it messed with her head for a long time afterwards. It's still probably messing with her head. But the argument goes, the saying goes, if it's possible, and I've said this before on stream, but if it's possible for humans to one day create virtual reality that's good enough to the point where what we currently see and what our current reality is could one day be virtual reality. Like if virtual reality ever steps up to a point where it looks like what we're currently in, and I think especially the implications of AI right now, it certainly is going to be there eventually. Like think about how well AI could happen with think about how well AI could produce virtual reality. Like you could tell AI, hey, I want it to look like this, and it's going to produce pretty high quality virtual reality, I would assume eventually. And so if it's possible for us to one day hit that level of technology, it's actually much more plausible. It's actually much more likely, I should say, that we're already in, that we're not in base reality already, that we're already in some type of simulation. It's much more probable that we're already in that simulation, that we're not in base reality already. And once you start thinking about it in that way, it starts to mess with your head. You know, there's a couple good documentaries on it as well, basically trying to prove that we could be in a simulation. It's really interesting. Are you a big hot sauce guy? No, I have acid reflux. I'm a spice wimp. I can't handle spices like that. I mean, I can drink. I'm from Louisiana, so like, I eat crawfish, and I've eaten crawfish my whole life, and I can handle spices, but my stomach afterwards kind of, you know. Yeah, jobless claims unemployment. Let me put a timer up. Markets in Gamestop and AMC are starting to rebound back. So again, check out AMC and GameStop here. Let me get a timer up. Dude, you want to see something that's weird, chat? Or no? I was going to say. Alright, so we have about an hour and 4 minutes. About an hour and 4 minutes until... Look at GameStop, AMC. AMC rebounded all the way at almost 5. Yeah, you know, they've got to be bots. I think my really big streams, traders are like, hey, that dude has tens of thousands of views, tens of thousands of viewers. Let's try to pump gold up or down, you know, so they just kind of come and spam. Yeah, so with that same simulation argument, right, it gets even weirder when you start to consider what if you're like, if you really think about the human brain, it's very similar to a computer, you know, which would make sense. Like the human brain is very similar to a computer. It moves in the same way, it processes things, not in the exact same way, of course, but like it's similar. It gets really weird when you start thinking about whether you could be a program or not. You know, in that simulation, or even scarier, whether the people around you could be a program or not, you know, and that you're in some type of simulation jail or program that just repeats itself. You know, that's what it gets really weird. Like, imagine in the future if we don't have enough space in the world from whatever, and so they start putting people in simulations that look like real life that are just repetitive. That's when it starts to get really weird. Again, I don't necessarily believe any of that, but I think it's fun to theorize on it. So we had Walmart drop earnings today, and Walmart broke all-time highs, lifetime highs. Like the Matrix? Yeah. You know, what if the Matrix was trying to tell us about the reality of the world? You know, again, I'm telling you, it's fun to theorize. I don't necessarily believe any of it, but I think it's interesting. Looking at all the possibilities is interesting, I think. Yeah, the Matrix wasn't really from too many people or whatever. The Matrix was mostly so that the machines and AI could use humans as batteries, is why they were in the simulation, to kind of keep humans, you know, oblivious to all of it and keep them so they could use them as batteries. That was the plot of the Matrix. It's creepy. I don't believe we live in a simulation. Yeah, honestly, again, I've had some weird instances of things. Like, I've had some weird instances of things. Like, I told you guys about... I don't believe we're in a simulation necessarily, but I have had some strange encounters with things. I'll tell you guys about it in a second. I've told the stream about it before. Look at GameStop, though. GameStop at 34s. AMC at 480s. Walmart at 6250s. Yeah, Glitch in the Matrix, good documentary. Glitch in the Matrix is a documentary about simulation theory. Watch it if you haven't. Super creepy, very interesting. It basically interviews a number of different people who are experts on the subject of like physics, simulations, like all these different things, right? And it interviews them and basically tries to argue that we could possibly be in a simulation. It's a weird documentary. I've watched it a couple times. Yeah, look, so AMC started to move. It's almost up to $5 here. GameStop's starting to bounce back, which is good news, I think. I think GameStop holding is very important. $30 is probably a big milestone level, so $30 way down here. It's a whole dollar level. Let's see if it holds. Yeah. Yeah, if you haven't seen A Glitch in the Matrix, watch it. It's good. And again, I've had some weird stuff in my life, bro. I told people this I've said this on stream a few different times, but so there was one time my daughter and I were trying to process minutes on her cell phone, right? So we had her cell phone up there. We were trying to set her cell phone up and activate it. And every time we would click the button, like we're going through the prompts or whatever, every time we click the button, it would say, "We hit a snag," is what it would say. "We hit a snag, we hit a snag." And every time my daughter would be like, "Oh, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work." It would say, "We hit a snag, we hit a snag." That happened literally like 10 plus times to where her and I started getting frustrated. I stopped us and I said, "Hey, we're going to be positive about this." I was like, the next time I process this, it's going to work. We're going to think positively. The next time I process this and click this button, it's going to work, right? And so sure enough, I clicked the button, and we tried over and over again prior to this. The very next time, literally the very next time I click the button, everything goes smoothly. It goes cleanly. It processes. And her and I are sitting there like freaked out. My daughter was freaked out by it. Her jaw dropped, and she's like, "What? I don't understand." I didn't understand either, but it was a weird occurrence. And again, this is something that her and I still talk about because it was so strange, because we tried over and over and over again. And as soon as I said it would work, it worked. The other one I've said before is I was watching baseball last season, right? When if you're a baseball fan, this is right around when Judge was trying to break the National League record, right? Of the home run record, the National League home run record. Judge was trying to break the National League record. And anyways, every time I would put on an MLB game, literally every time I would put it on, the very next batter would hit a home run, And this happened like 4 or 5 times when it was just me watching it. So I would watch the games. I would put on a game, boom, home run. Put on and then usually I'm not watching a full baseball game. I'm just kind of watching to see who's playing, see who's up to bat, and I kind of spot watch it. I put on another game the next day, boom, a home run, right? This happened like 4 or 5 times to the point where my daughter, my wife, and I were all sitting in our room watching something, and we were kind of scrolling through the TV. And I told him about it. I said, "Hey, every time I put on a baseball game, this really weird thing happens where the next player hits a home run after I put on this MLB game." And so my wife says, "Okay, well, let's test it." And so we put on an Angels game. And Taylor Ward is up to bat on the Angels, right? This is last year. She's like, "All right, we're going to test it." Taylor Ward steps up to bat, hits a home run over the left field. And they were freaked out more than I was. And I was just kind of like, "Yep, it happened again." And they were freaked out again. Eventually, we kept testing it, and it stopped working, But it happened way outside, like, probabilities. It was strange. It was really strange. I should have bet on it now that I'm thinking about it. I wonder if there's some good lines there on who can hit a home run next. But it freaked me out, man. It really did. It was weird. No, this was full games. These were not highlights. These were full games. There's no highlights on TV, you know, not really. The games are, these were real games, you know. And again, my wife was the one that was like, hey, let's test it. It was strange. Yeah, again, it stopped working, you know, so eventually it stopped. Eventually, I think I gave up trying it because at that point I was worried it wasn't going to work because it had worked so many times in a row and it would, you know. All right, guys, so again, AMC under 480s here, under 480s. NVIDIA earnings, bullish or bearish, they could play some. Yeah, so NVIDIA earnings are going to be a crazy thing next week. So next week, NVIDIA earnings are big. No, it wasn't 5 minutes. It was literally like about 10 seconds where I was like, okay, well, like we've been negative. Let's just be positive. It's going to work now. This is going to work. And then we clicked it again and it worked. It wasn't like a 5-minute break in between that let it reset. This was like normal time. Like this was like very quickly. Yeah, it's definitely not going to work if you start betting money on it. But yeah, I think that's the only time I was like, maybe we're in a simulation, you know. And again, I don't really believe that. I think, what's the law? I think there's a law called the law of greater numbers. Yeah, the law of great numbers says in probabilities and statistics states that as the sample size grows, it means its mean gets closer to the average of the whole population. This is due to the sample being more representative of the population as the sample becomes larger. Basically, given enough opportunities, we should expect a specified event to happen, no matter how unlikely it might be at each opportunity, right? So that's a little bit easier way to put it. Basically, my point is, when you start to get a very large sample size, weird things can happen, right? And it doesn't mean there's some special forces behind it all. It just means that, like, as the sample size grows larger and larger and larger, weirder things, more coincidences is what it's described as, right? So I believe that's probably what this was. But for the time, it was weird, you know. Maybe you do have a gift. Honestly, if you guys remember, I called CPI correctly for like 4 months in a row. I guessed CPI exactly right. And it wasn't like it was one of them where I guessed it higher, one of them where I guessed it lower, one of them I guessed it as expected. I guessed PPI correctly. You know, and then remember, yesterday, CPI we got right. So people asked about CPI yesterday. I told you guys right before CPI dropped that I thought yearly it would come in at 3.4% as expected, and that's exactly what it showed up as. And so my guesses on CPI specifically have actually been very accurate somehow. I don't think there's any edge. I think I'm just getting lucky. But my guesses on CPI have been pretty accurate if you guys have watched the stream. 10 and 30-year treasury dropping. What's TNX at right now? All right, so yeah, bonds are still at 4.5%, roughly 4.4%. Yeah, bro, listen, top 3 greatest predictors of all time ever in the world. All right, guys, jobless claims unemployment filings dropping in about an hour. Again, I'm still up over 100% in GameStop. My average price on GameStop, again, is $15.16. So, still very green on GameStop. AMC, I'm not green, of course, but it's all right. What do you think about today's data? I think it's an interesting report. It's not the biggest report. Like, we also have the Philly Fed Index today. I forgot. It's expected at 7.7. So we got the Philly Fed Index, industrial production numbers. We got Barr and Harker speaking later on today. But outside of that, yeah, tomorrow is pretty slow too. Next week's the biggest week for sure. Next week we have Nvidia earnings. It might not be bigger than this week, but next week we got Nvidia earnings, Fed minutes report. We got a gang of different things tomorrow, an array of different things. Next week, I mean. Yeah, so Monday and Tuesday next week are kind of slow, but oh yeah, I'm definitely guessing. I'm officially a meme stock bag holder. It's all good, man. Again, it doesn't matter too much. I'm in GameStop. I'll probably just stay in it. Like, I took a little bit off, if I'm being honest. So if you guys want to know, like, and again, I've been a little bit more quiet about this. But I was in GameStop for a minute. I did end up taking some positions off the first day or two after the first squeeze, and I did take some more off. So I took some off as GameStop hit $60. I took some off, right? I didn't take my whole position off. I'm still in a decent position here, and I'm just going to sit on the rest. But I always take a little bit of profit as we go up. I'm certainly not out of the whole position, and I'm still holding a pretty big, like, I'm not, it's not a huge position, but I'm still in some shares of GameStop, and my plan is to just continue to hold these shares. I've already taken some off and protected the trade, and I'm probably going to be green on the trade no matter what, even if we come all the way back down. But with the remaining shares, I'm just going to stay in it. Again, I kind of made that, I'm not going to sell, and, you know, not yet. I'm not telling you what to do. I have no idea what you should do. But I think, like, risk reward wise, I've already made some money on it. I'll probably just let the rest work. I think if it does squeeze, I have, like, potentially a big gain to make, and if not, it's all good. I just want to be part of the movement. Yeah, but I mean, who cares what other people are doing, DJ? Like, why does it matter so much? You know, again, like, what I've noticed is typically the traders that get mad at you for investing or shame you or try to get all weird with you if you invest or buy or sell different things usually aren't very profitable traders, in all honesty. Experienced traders that make money don't really care what you buy or sell. And I think over time, like, the more experienced traders recognize that other people are going to be able to make money in ways that money in ways that I can't. You know, I'm not going to be able to make money with certain strategies, but other people might, and that's okay. It doesn't mean either one of us are wrong. And so with GameStop squeezing up to 80, with Roaring Kitty being back, I'll sit on the shares. Who cares? It doesn't matter that much. I'm certainly not telling anybody to buy it, right? If I was telling everybody to buy it or telling everybody to hold or whatever, it would be a completely different story, but I'm certainly not doing that. I'm not pumping anything, DJ. Again, you just sound emotional about it, brother. I don't know if you even watch the stream very much, but I certainly don't tell anybody to buy anything. People ask me all the time, should I buy GameStop? I tell them I don't know. You know, I'm certainly not telling anybody to do anything. Because, again, I have no idea what GameStop's going to do. I don't know what AMC's going to do. We're in Walmart right now, though. Walmart's doing well. It's at 63s. Disagree completely. Okay, that's all right, bro. You're allowed to disagree. It's okay. Take profit and play with house money makes sense. Yeah, for sure, right? Like, I take a little bit off at the top, protect the trade. If it turns on me, then I'm still green or break even or whatever. I don't have a big loss. Can be less emotional about the remaining shares. I think that's typically the right move. Yeah, I mean, how am I pumping up GameStop, I guess is the question. Because I'm certainly not telling anybody to buy anything, you know. Walmart up to $63. Let's see if that holds. Again, we've been at Walmart for a while pre-split. Right, exactly, Robert. Like, I don't tell anybody what to buy or sell. Again, other channels might. That's not what I do here. That's not how I run my channel. I never have done that. There's too much liability in that. Like, you better believe I'm not going to tell anybody to buy or sell anything because I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't want to say, hey, guys, buy this, and then the stock crashes, and then they're coming at me with pitchforks out, getting mad, trying to yell, you know. I'm good on that. I'll avoid that and just not tell anybody to buy anything. Yeah, I do. Yeah, you better believe I do push one of my sponsors, though. Have you noticed setups on silver and gold? Huge opportunities now with rate hikes coming earlier than expected. What rate hikes, Martin? I guess is the question. Out of the big post, what about the? What's the question there? Rate hikes. Do you think rate hikes are coming, Martin? Are you still in Disney? No, I sold Disney a while ago. I sold Disney. I think it was at like 110s. Honestly, it's dipped back down though. If it starts to break into 90s, I might buy Disney. Homie is definitely emotional. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Anybody that watches the channel understands that. Like, look, hold on. Anybody that watches this channel understands that. Like, the only thing I pump is sponsors, and when I pump them, I say, hey, I'm biased. They pay me money. Verify everything with them. Not an investment professional. I don't even call myself a good trader. People still get mad. One thing you learn is that you can't win. You know, if I told people to buy things and the stock didn't work out, people would get mad at me and they say, you told me to buy this and it didn't work out. If I tell people I have no idea what's going to happen, which is the truth, people get weird about that and say, hey, this guy only says he doesn't know. What's the point of running the channel, right? So, like, no matter what, it's kind of like a pick your poison. Like, no matter what, people are going to get weird running a YouTube channel, especially if you get, like, a decent-sized one. And so, in the end, I just got to pick how... I got to pick which way I'd rather go with that. Walmart's starting to move up. It's at 63s. I hate watching other retail traders lose money. Yeah, but my average on Gamestop's 15, 16. We're up over 100% on that, you know. Hey, that's great, Robert. That's great, man. I don't think John really tries to influence markets in any way. I made a bet on SPWR and made 113%. John himself wasn't a fan of it in pre-market before it jumps. Yeah, for sure. I'm sure there's going to be stocks that I don't like most penny stocks though. So if I look at most penny stocks, I also don't use any stock that I've never really heard of, right? So I've heard of SunPower before, but if I only know about the stock, but I've never actually seen its use case in real life, then I'm usually not going to buy it. So if you look at my portfolio, and again, my portfolio is right now Apple, Airbnb, AMC, AMD, Boeing, Alibaba, Chewy, CVS, Delta, Etsy, Ford, Gold, GameStop, Google, Home Depot, Honeywell, Intel, Coca-Cola, Meta, MGM, Netflix, Nike, Pfizer, Palantir, Roblox, Shopify, Snapchat, Snowflake, SoFi, SoundHound, Tesla, Tyson Foods, Unity, Uber, Walgreens, and Walmart is my current portfolio. And I am green on most of these positions. Let me count. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 36 positions is how many positions I have right now. 36. I am red, like net red or green on these positions currently in about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I am red in 12 out of 37. Or is it 36 or 37? I'm red in 12 out of 36 or 37. So again, that's about 65% accuracy. About 33, 35% red trades. So 2/3 of these positions are green, basically. A third of them are red. But yeah, you know. And again, I'm very green on this net portfolio. But one thing you'll see is, number one, a lot of the time I'll hold stocks that other people make fun of. Right? So I'll buy Snapchat. I'll buy Boeing, you know. Again, I bought Target and Disney and all these other positions that people made fun of. But I thought there were good value there because people overestimate weakness, I think. And so I bought those. The other ones is like, these are mostly blue chip positions. I have some like speculative smaller cap trades, but these are mostly blue chips that I'm in right now. AMD also treated me very nicely. I bought a lot of these after earnings also. I'm listening to you live as I'm driving 1,000 miles to Indiana. Hey, good luck on the drive, brother. It depends, Detra. It really depends. Hey, thanks, Mikey. Yeah. Again, I can't guarantee any of these are going to work. Don't copy me. Not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. Make your own assessment. Trade responsibly. Not an investment professional. Don't copy me. Good sirs and madams. Don't copy me. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Understand CFTC 4.41's hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. All that good stuff. Kind sirs and ma'ams. No, I'm not in Paramount. Yeah, all good, D. Yeah, make your money. Again, I'm really not mad about making money. I'm going to preface this, B, with that I am not a real estate professional. I have my real estate license here in Texas, but that certainly doesn't mean that anything I'm about to say is actual real estate advice. Not a real estate professional. I'm not liable for you. Make your own assessment. This has nothing to do with real estate, and please do not listen to me at all. Basically, this is not actual real estate advice because I don't know the laws in your state, in your country, or anything like that, and I can't really give advice based around it. But for me personally, only for me personally, I'm not talking about you, but for me personally, if I was buying a house and had to and wanted to renegotiate the interest rate when they cut rates, it depends, right? So there's a lagging effect of rate cuts. So rate cuts happen, but there's a lag to it. It doesn't happen immediately because, again, the Fed's influencing short-term interest rates. Eventually it trickles into long-term rates, right? But there's usually like at least a year lag in between when they actually start. So the Fed might decide to cut in September. It might not be until late 2025 before we genuinely see like deep impacts of those rate cuts on actual mortgage rates, brother. And so it depends, you know, it depends. Mortgage rates did show up yesterday. They came in a little bit lower than expected, but here's the problem is that the real estate market in general is struggling right now. Like if you talk to mortgage brokers, you know, they're going to say, oh, well, you know, just you should buy a house now anyway and just refinance once interest rates go down. I'm here to tell you that, again, and I'm a real estate agent, but this is not real estate advice because I don't know your situation. But if it was me, I'm not doing that because who knows when rates are actually going to start going down. It might be years before rates actually start going down. Of course, mortgage brokers and real estate agents might tell you otherwise, but again, I think that's confirmation bias. I think they want interest rates to go down. They're probably the ones pushing for rate cuts earlier than anybody because they're so desperate for rates to go down so they can do more business. Look at AMC and Gamestop ripping up. It's at 35s right now for Gamestop. Moving up a little bit. AMC hit $5 a share. Let's see if it continues. Chat. Looks good. Looks good. So I guess my point is like, if you buy now, you might have to sit on those higher interest rate payments long term for years until interest rates actually start going down. And sometimes it's not as easy to get interest rates down, even if the Fed starts cutting rates, specifically in mortgages. So I just think there's risks right now. And who knows how much you're going to pay waiting for interest rates to drop. It's a hard thing to do. Buying a house right now is risky in general, to be honest, unless you're paying cash. Buying cash is good. But yeah. People try to tell me not to buy a house in 2020. Glad I didn't listen. Yeah, I mean, right now, it's just wildly different. In 2020, interest rates were super low. You know, now they're pretty high relative to the previous ones. You know. Looks good, down 8.7% pre-market. Yeah, but I mean, anybody can isolate a time frame and argue good or bad. Again, we could say, hey, you know, GameStop's down in pre-market, it looks weak. We could put a 10-day chart up and say, hey, GameStop's up from $10 all the way to $35. It's up hundreds of percent. You know, that looks good. We could zoom out longer and say, hey, GameStop is up from $25. It looks good. We could zoom out longer and say, hey, GameStop is up from 64 cents. Pre-split or post-split price, it looks good. Like we could always isolate a time frame to try to discredit somebody saying it looks good or doesn't look good. In the end, that's just kind of desperate. Like if we look at GameStop on a 10-day chart, it's very green over the last 10 days. You know, and I'm green. I'm up over 100% in this position. And so yeah, if it starts to bounce back in pre-market, I think the first step is it fighting its way back over the 200 EMA, over the volume weighted average price. I think that's an important step. Those are milestone levels, and both AMC and GameStop have gotten over them. Again, I'm not telling you to buy it. I have no freaking idea what it's going to do. Not an investment professional, but still. Yeah, of course AMC and GameStop are not the only stocks available. We've been in Walmart all morning, day trading, or not day trading, taking profit on our Walmart investment. Again, look, we're in Walmart right now. And so we've been in Walmart taking profit. It's starting to dip a little bit, but we'll see if it continues. If we look at the SPY, yeah, I mean, acting like my channel only covers GameStop and AMC silly. In the end, it sounds like people are just trying to be upset. And that's all right. Let it out. It's okay. SPY at 530s here, though. SPY very green on the day. Look at the price action in the SPY yesterday. Do you think CPI really helped it? I think it did. CPI came in. The reason the market ripped up yesterday is mostly because the SPY is mostly because CPI dropped at 830. Now, CPI was mostly as expected year over year. But on the month, it came in 0.1% better than expected. So it slowed a little bit month to month, which is good and optimistic. As well as retail sales came in yesterday flat. They came in at 0. They expected a gain in retail sales. And so I think all of those things considered, flat retail sales is optimistic for inflation, and lower CPI data is lower inflation. So I think those two things made some optimism in broad markets. Right, like people get weird at me for just covering news, you know? Like, I'm just covering the news. This is one of the biggest stories in markets right now is the squeeze 2.0. And again, I'm up 100% plus in GameStop. I'm excited about it, you know? What do you think of Jobless report? Can you tell us what you think we need? Higher unemployment claims showing slowing economy, or lower numbers showing economy is strong consumers? Content? I'm assuming is that what you meant? I don't know. I think jobless claims filings show how many people are filing for unemployment month to month. We'll see what happens, chat. Again, we'll see what happens. I hope we get good numbers. All right, guys, we're almost up to 140,000 subscribers. We really are. So we are almost up to 140K. I'm going to put this in sub-only mode. We already got almost 900 people here live. So hit that subscribe button, chat. Everything is rallying up, even Bitcoin. It's not good. Why isn't it good? Yeah, y'all sub. Well-deserved best channel out there. Hey, thanks so much. AMC on the move. Yeah, AMC up to 507s. GameStop over 35s. Lower CPI driving markets higher as news, not GameStop, AMC. I mean, they're both news, rather. You know, you might not like AMC and GameStop, but it's certainly still news. If you Google AMC or GameStop, you're going to get a number of big market-related news sources covering it. So, of course, it's news. It's one of the biggest news stories of the week. Again, in the end, it shouldn't make you that emotional. Like, I'm not saying you're specifically emotional, but if even the thought of AMC GameStop makes you upset, again, it's too emotional, I think. Top 3 most emotional people in the world right now. Never used it. D. Never used it. Betting on the downside during election year is foolish. Yeah, again, I say it all the time, but bears make a huge mistake. Bears' biggest mistake is that they bet against broad markets long term. That's got to be one of the dumbest bets you could ever get in, but somehow you find investors that are shorting the S&P 500 long term. It's got to be one of the dumbest bets you could ever get involved with. Even if you might be like, even if you get lucky and you're right, the risk you take to do that is so bad. Like, there's just way too much risk. In the end, I think a lot of people get sold on these crash predictions. A lot of it, like what I see most of the time is like you got these day trading guru mentors that usually they day trade, they run out of steam day trading, and so they pivot to economics, and those are the biggest short bias, traders in the world, and they're telling all their followers that the market's going to crash every other week, right? And it gets to be something where when you look at the SPY can move up. Like here's a long-term chart on the SPY, right? But every major pullback, they say the market's going to crash, and so they start telling people the market's going to crash here, and then when we finally pull back like this, they say, see? Told you the market's going to crash. And it's like, yeah, but even the lowest point during that crash is still higher than where you said we would crash, so you're still wildly wrong. But again, they just they make these big bold predictions. You want to know the people you shouldn't follow are the people who are telling you the market's going to crash every other week, because nobody knows, and anybody that's super experienced is going to understand it's not predictable like that. It's simply not predictable. Like whether we crash or not short term is not that predictable. And so if you're following somebody that's making every other video saying the market's about to crash, number one, usually they're wrong. And number two, experienced traders recognize how low the edge is in predicting that. So just be smart, guys. Understand where the edge is in markets. 8:30 is when the numbers drop. Do you think the meme stock trading is more dangerous than the .com days? No. The meme stock trading is not really going to influence broad markets and investors like that. It's just not. These are mostly small cap companies that are not huge. These are mostly insignificant to the broad markets. Like the big markets aren't going to move with AMC and GameStop. Like the SPY's not going to move with AMC, GameStop. The QQQ, the NASDAQ's not going to move with it. And so these, while it's a movement in stocks, when I say movement, it's a different definition movement. Like it's a movement in terms of like it's a big powerful thing that's happening in stocks, but it's not influencing broad markets anyway at all. Well, I fired off some QQQ puts on all-time highs yesterday for 2025. Whew, that's a risky bet, brother. Hey, good luck, Andre. As long as you're not risking too much money, dude. Do what you do. I might be wrong, brother. Like, you might get lucky and find ourselves in a crash. I'm not telling you what I try to say this over and over again. And the reason I try to say it over and over again is because I think it's important, because I think a lot of people are misled. Right? Like you got a lot of traders that are sitting there looking to call tops and short tops. And again, they're genuinely misled most of the time. I'm not saying there's some traders that aren't able to make money doing it. What I'm saying is that they're missing out on the real edge of markets. You know how easy it is, chat, to make money long term? On the upside, on the bullish side? It is so easy. Like why swim an uphill, but like why swim uphill? Why swim up the current, I guess is a better way to put it. Why try to run uphill? It doesn't make sense. Like, take the big edge the market gives you. It's very easy to make money long term in blue chip and healthy companies in broad market index funds. It's incredibly easy. So like when I see people that are instead trying to short long term, mostly because of political bias, mostly because of getting wrapped up in following like mentors or influencers who are just telling you the market's going to crash every other week. I've been here, like literally watching the market every day for years and years and years and years. I've seen the difference between most people at home and me is that I see a direct look at how many people are calling for a market crash every single day for years. And they have been calling for crashes every single day for 5+ years, right? And they're almost always wrong. I haven't seen any of them that were actually correct. And so when you see people pushing for a crash, you might even see a lot of people doing it. You have to understand they're probably wrong and they've been wrong, you know? And so don't try to run upstream. Or sorry, I can't even get it right. Don't try to run uphill. Like, trade the big edge, in my opinion. But hey, yeah, so AMC Gamestop finally starting to move back up here. Again, I said it yesterday, but the real problem is that people idealize Michael Burry. They watch The Big Short. They want to be the next big crash predictor. But that type of like contrarian mindset in broad markets long term is a terrible edge. Like, there's no edge, you know. You know how hard it is to predict crashes? That's the first aspect of it. Very difficult to predict crashes. Number two, index funds like S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, they're going to move up long term. The longer you hold a short position, the less your edge gets and the more likely you are to lose money. So what's the point of that? It just, you know, I get it. People want to be contrarian, but trade the edge, guys. Like, it's very easy to make money long term. It really is. Like, you could literally buy up a handful of random blue chip stocks. Look at all the stocks in the S&P 500, dollar cost average, buy a set amount of shares every week, and then just sit on it for years. And you're almost certainly you're almost guaranteed to make good percentages every year doing that. Not every year, but good percentages on average. Unless you're lucky, you know, or unless you're unlucky and a crash does happen, which will happen eventually. But you just got to trade with the big edge you get. Constant doom and gloomer, always calling for a crash. Ironic, a guy with the last name Dennis calling for a crash. Yeah. Yeah, Nvidia is the one dragging the markets up too. Nvidia, the real question is, does Nvidia break 1,000 today? Nvidia up to 950 plus. It's over halfway to 1,000. That's the big question today. No, I don't really read research reports from big brokerage firms. Most of my strategies involve, like, remember, go back to look at AMC break highs again. It's at 510s. It's not highs of the day yet. It might have been highs of pre-market. Yeah, so it's testing highs of pre-market. But yeah, so most of my entries, again, very easy to make money in blue chips. And so what I tend to do is I sit around watching earnings reports and catalysts and blue chip stocks, and I wait for them to have severe overreactions on the downside. So like an example of this is AMD recently reported earnings. I got in at 148 after a major dip from its earnings report. And I bought the dip and I sat in it. I bought the dip after AMD dropped big down to under 150, and it eventually bounced back to 165 plus. Right now I'm up really good in it. My average price is 148.90s after buying the big dip, and I could sit on this long term. Same thing with Boeing. I bought Boeing. Everybody's talking doom and gloom for Boeing, all the bad catalysts and reports coming out. I bought it at 172. It's at almost 180 now. You know, I do this over and over again with a lot of different stocks. I did it with Home Depot, where average price at Home Depot is 335s. It's at 350s. I did it with Meta after earnings. Meta dropped a lot after earnings, down to like under $400 at one point. So at 25% plus drop for Meta. I bought that dip. Average price is 412.50s. It's at 480s almost. Netflix did the same thing. I do this with a lot of blue chip stocks. I wait for them to have severe overreactions, and I buy the dip. When everybody's talking about how they're done, they're doom and gloomy, I'm buying those usually. Anyways, look at GameStop rip up. GameStop at $36 a share, 36. AMC moving back up as well. Will these go green on the day, chat? Will these go green on the day? Walmart had good earnings. We're up in Walmart too. And again, the best part about the strategy that I just talked about is that if I'm wrong short term, like say these positions go down more, these are usually healthy enough companies to which I could hold it long term and it's going to come back and I'm probably still going to end green eventually. I might have to hold it for a year plus, but generally it's eventually going to come back and I'm going to make some money on it. At least in my hopes, at least. All right, chat. We still got 20 minutes plus until jobless claims unemployment filings come out. Walmart had good earnings. Yeah, but I've been in Walmart for months and months and months now. So I bought Walmart after a pullback not too long ago, and I've been in it for months. Yeah, I bought Intel with the same concept. I'm down in Intel, though, but I'm green on it today, and I'm starting to fight its way back. So I'm almost flat on Intel now. But same concept. Intel was beaten down. I ended up buying the dip, and I'm just kind of sitting on it, you know. I'll hold it as long as I can. Hey, thank you, Claudio. I appreciate it. Yeah, so jobless claims, Chad, expected to show up at 219. We also have the Philly Fed Index. We also have the Philly Fed Index coming out, expected at 7.7. So the Philly Fed Index is a gauge on manufacturing from the month of May. It measures relative level of business conditions in the Fed Reserve District. Above 0 means improving conditions, below means worsening. I have no prediction for markets today, Armin. Do you see a pullback for the SPY and Q in June? I'm not sure. Again, I always tell people I don't know because I really don't. I usually just try to react. So if the SPY and Q pull back heavy, I'm usually buying stuff up. If they start breaking highs and doing stuff like that, I usually start taking profit, to be honest, because we're breaking highs. And again, using these strategies and systems, we're up thousands on the year. And at least in unrealized, I'm pretty sure we're green and realized as well. But again, using these systems in 2024, at least, we're up thousands. So. And again, guys, remember, Apex does have their 90% off sale. I think Tradeovate's running into issues, so if you do sign up, I would go with Rhythmic. Again, with Quant Tower, this is a Rhythmic platform that I can use. It's called Quant Tower. Great software. You can also use Ninja Trader, and there's so much other stuff that you can use as well. But again, chat, remember, in the futures market, you can day trade short. You can buy market, sell market. Very similar to day trading stocks. There's just no PDT rule. They are a sponsor. I'm biased. They pay me money. Understand CFTC 4.41 hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. I do trade off stream. You're not going to see all my trades. Do not copy me. Not an investment professional. But yeah, this is Quant Tower here. Here's the NASDAQ 100. This is basically the QQQ price action. And so it's basically the QQQ price action. I might actually trade this a little bit here. Let me, but yeah, there's no PDT in futures, guys. You can day trade short, buy market, sell market. Again, we're going to have to work on dude, I was about to buy this dip too. That sucks. But again, you can day trade short, and this is just a funded account program. So we're in one contract here. I got to be careful of the new DCA rules. And so if I add to positions, I'm only going to try to add to winning positions, which might actually help me a little bit more. Because that way, it'll probably help me avoid big drawdowns, I think, too. But again, these funded account programs, Apex is one of the most legit ones in the world. They give you a demo, and they test your skill with a demo account first. If you could pass the test with the demo, they fund you between 25K up to 300K with a 90% split, and they pay out millions, fund thousands of traders every year. They pay out millions in actual withdrawals. They paid out over 100 million to their traders. And again, it's the best of both worlds. To be fair, I think most day traders lose. And so I think that's probably the same here. I think most day traders are going to lose regardless of where they go. If you put up 5K trying to day trade, you're probably going to lose 5K, right? And that's a lot better. I think I could add one, so I'm just going to go ahead and add one to this and see if we attack a longer term range. But again, if you put up 5K, you're probably going to lose it in day trading. And so it makes no sense to risk your own money in the beginning. Try a funded account program. There's no PDT rule in futures. You can day trade the SPY price action. You can day trade the Q price action in the NASDAQ E-mini and the S&P E-mini. And there's no PDT rule patterns. They're very similar to blue chip stocks. You can see I can buy market, sell market. It's very similar to day trading stocks. There's just no PDT restrictions in futures. And again, it limits your risk. But if you pass the test, the base one, they give you a 25K demo. You got to make 1,500 in profit without losing 1,500 first. If you pass that test and follow their rules, they fund you 25K with a 90% split. So you're keeping most of your profit once you're funded anyway, as long as you can follow their rules, but your risk is noticeably less. You're only risking 30 bucks basically or less. And right now, for the time being, Apex, you can get the $250,000 challenge for $18 after tax. For 18 bucks, you get 90% off. But the 250K challenge, they have a special going on for a short period of time where you can get the $250,000 challenge, which means if you pass it, you get 250K in funding with a 90% split. And again, for right now, it's like $16 pre-tax, $18 after tax. Use coupon code BT if you want to get that discount, though, chat. Use coupon code BT. We'll come back to this one, man. Look at GameStop run. GameStop up to 37s. AMC looking strong today. For GameStop, where will you take profit? I don't know. I've locked in a little bit already just to protect the trade. So I'll probably sit on the rest, considering that I've already locked in, around $80. $60. I think I locked in around $60. So I'll probably sit in it, I think. This is Quant Tower. This is a Rhythmic account. Again, Tradeovate's having issues. So this is a Rhythmic account right now, guys. So this is Rhythmic. And I like Rhythmic. It's the most similar to TOS, Yeah, I'm sitting in this. I'm trying to buy the bottom of the range. This is just a 1 minute chart, so I'm just kind of scalping, trying to build up a cushion first. What's your favorite blue chip? I don't know, man. I don't really have a favorite. I like Apple long term. I think Apple's a healthy company long term. I like Netflix as well, even though a lot of people don't. But again, I'm not telling you to buy anything. I have no idea what you should do. Like, don't copy me. No idea what you should do. No idea. Maybe some of these just crash. I don't know. Hopefully not. You can get a Rhythmic account. Tradeovate accounts are worse anyway. I like Rhythmic accounts. When you buy stocks, what is the minimum you buy to be profitable? What? I don't know. If Jerome Powell walks outside on a Sunday morning and stumps his big toe on his left foot at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which way will the SPY go? All right, guys. NASDAQ at 18.7 thousand. Again, look at AMC test highs again. AMC testing highs. Let's see if it holds. Tilray. All right, so we were slightly green here. We're kind of testing these green levels. So we're up 60. We'll take half off, protect the trade. Try to build up a cushion here. All right, so we're up like 70 plus $80 on the day. You'll love to see it. Not a bad start on the day. And again, this is day trading futures. Oh, I don't know. There's not any set amount. The most I can make, to be honest. Like, I really don't know. All right, again, AMC pushing towards highs. So AMC broke highs at pre-market. It's still red in extended hours, but all right, guys. So AMC broke highs again at 530s now, chat. 530s. Where's my coffee? There it is. Found the first person to ban today. Who? Yeah, I usually use a 1-to-1 ratio for my trades. Yeah, I usually try with the 1-to-1 ratio. I don't think I've done a poll today. Let's do one. We got 8 minutes left until jobless claims, chat. 8 minutes. Let's see what we do. Will the market close red or green today? Red. Green. Make a short-term prediction, chat. Will the market close red or green? I have no idea. We'll see. Here, let's put the SPY up. SPY is very choppy, so buying that dip worked. How much money do you use per trade? I mean, it depends. I don't really have a set amount, to be honest. My TOS account's got about 100,000 in it or so, liquid. I have hundreds of thousands of dollars in buying power on it. My other account here is a funded account program with, this is a $50,000 funded account. So again, jobless claims unemployment filings drop very soon, along with the Philly Fed index. We got about 6.5 minutes. Jobless claims expected at 219,000. Remember, higher number here means more people filing for unemployment, less economic growth, but less inflation problems. A lower number here means more economic growth, but more inflation problems. And so let me know, what do you think the market wants? Do you think the market wants economic growth, but inflation problems with lower jobless claims, less people filing for unemployment? Or do you think the market wants more people filing for unemployment, less spending, and less inflationary problems? I think it might be the latter. I think the market might want less inflation fears right now, but I think it could go either way. And I think with jobless claims being a weekly report on unemployment filings, I think the market could, interpret it in any way. So I don't think it's definitive. How did you learn to trade? Experience, mostly. Free content online and experience. It's not going to move AMC at all. It shouldn't, at least. It has nothing to do with AMC. It's unemployment filings. All right, chat. So again, the markets are moving up big. Look at AMC. AMC is looking very strong. We'll see if this is the squeeze rally 2.0. Again, hey, y'all hit that subscribe button, chat. We're pumping towards 140,000. We're almost there. Yeah, so check this out, dude. Yeah, here's my new record. So this is the Jerome Powell stream. Look at AMC, almost green on the day. GameStop over 37s, chat, over 37s, 4 minutes. This is my new record. This is my Jerome Powell stream, not yesterday, the day before. And so again, 14,000 people were here live for Jerome Powell. 14,000 people there. So we did break 14,000 concurrent. I didn't think we did, but we did break 14,000 concurrent viewers for Jerome Powell, Big Papa. That's why I always tell people, if anybody remembers whenever I realized that Jerome Powell was speaking, I was like this. Because again, so many people watch Powell. A little bit different than other Fed chairmans in history. He's just much more public, which I'm for it, of course, because it gives me content to cover. But yeah. Craziness. Only channel to cover government data. I'm always here for it. Thanks for this awesome channel. Love from Belgium. Hey, thanks, Jens. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Yeah, so AMC did a 250 million offering. All right, Chad, here we go. Jobless claims, unemployment filings. We also have, again, the Philly Fed index dropping today. 7.7 is what's expected, so a slight expansion in manufacturing sector. Again, we got unemployment filings dropping very, very soon here, Chad. Very, very soon. Be ready. They drop in about 2.5 minutes. Hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully caught up on Stream Team. I appreciate it. But again, we do have jobless claims, unemployment filings. We got import-export prices, housing starts, building permits. We got AMC and GameStop running leading into this. But for the time being, I'm going to put AMC up, and I'm going to put the Q up here. So here's the Q. Here's the SPY. Mostly flat action leading into this report today, but it is jobless claims, unemployment filings. Again, it drops at about 2 minutes, chat. 2 minutes. Be ready. It's time. Expectations are 219, 219. Hit the live button next to the play button. Yeah, please stop spamming. You're going to get banned if you do. He gained 100 popularity points when he got mad at the activists. Yeah, bro. Honestly, those environmental activists are lurking in the shadows, waiting for Jerome Powell. They really are, dude. They've done a number of meetings with Jerome Powell where they've came out and started protesting live at Jerome Powell's speeches. They wait for him to speech. They come out live, like protesting them. He even cursed at him and said, "Close the effing door" one time. It was funny. I haven't seen them in the last time, so they must have buffed up their security a little bit. But it's been fun to watch, to be honest. All right, chat. Again, hit the sub button. Hit the notification bell. I appreciate the love. Thanks so much. All right, guys, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. All right, chat, 15 seconds. We got about 2,000 people here live for this. That's pretty decent viewers. Again, 10 seconds, 5 seconds. Here we go. This is a little bit early, so we actually have 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and now they're live. Let's see. Jobless claims, chat, showed up at, or I'm sorry, 222,000. Higher jobless claims than expected. Higher jobless claims than expected. More people filing for unemployment, higher jobless claims than expected. So far, the market's actually moving up on this report. Higher claims than expected. Philly Fed Index came in at 4.5 versus 7.7. Less manufacturing growth, more people filing for unemployment. So ultimately, this means less economic growth and less inflation problems. And again, the market has reacted positively, which is kind of what's expected. The market fears inflation right now. But no, look at the market turn. So maybe the market is back to good is good and bad is bad. Again, the market went up and then creeped down here. Again, Philly Fed Index came in at 4.5. Jobless claims came in higher than expected at 222,000. And so maybe the market fears less economic growth now. Maybe it's less fearing of inflation and more fearing of economic growth. Building permits came in lower than expected. Jobless claims came in higher than expected. Housing starts came in lower than expected. Everything mostly signals less economic growth, which, again, the Q has dumped. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe the market fears less economic growth now. More of like a conventional scenario. Again, we'll put this number up on screen, chat, if you haven't already. But again, jobless claims. Again, the reason we get thousands of people here is because we cover this stuff fast. And so, yeah, sometimes the first move is the wrong move. So... yeah, so again, Philly Fed Index came in at 4.5. We're going to put all this up on screen. Bear with me. All right, chat. Market's starting to rebound back up. All right, so again, we're going to put this up on screen. Here's the jobless claims Philly Fed report. All right, chat, so we're trying to hold. We're trying to hold. Again, we're at 453.40s, chat. 453.40s on the Q. So far, markets are still green. Keep watching the SPY here. Where's AMC at? So AMC dipped a heavy amount. I'm surprised the market reacted and AMC and Gamestop reacted to jobless claims. Typically, they don't. But, again, if you want to know why the market pulled back, jobless claims unemployment filings came in lower than expected. Also, guys, check out Apex if you want to support one of our sponsors. Trade Evade is down right now, but Apex's funded account programs are one of the most legit funded account programs in the world. The Rhythmic accounts, I believe, should be working well. So Rhythmic should be working well. Let me make sure. Let me see. So let me sign into my Rhythmic account. So again, on Rhythmic, they should be working well. Let me make sure. But again, Apex is one of the most legit funded programs. They give you a demo and they test your skill with the demo account first. If you can pass the test with the demo, they fund you the same amount as the demo. The base one's $25K. You got to make $1,500 in profit without losing $1,500 first and following their rules. If you do so, they fund you $25K with a 90% split once you're funded. So it's the best of both worlds. Limited risk. If you lose the base one, you're down $30 or so. If you're good enough to pass it, you get $25K in funding. For the time being, right now, you can get the $250,000 challenge, the $250,000 Rhythmic account right now for like $18 after tax. It's one of the reasons things are so clogged up with Tradeovate right now, because so many people are signing up to this and taking advantage of it. For the first month, you get the first month for $18 after tax right now, the 250K challenge. So if you can pass this challenge, you get 250K in funding with a 90% split, and you get to keep your first 25K in profit. So it really is the best of both worlds. Limited risk. If you lose it, you're out 18 bucks. If you pass it, tons of funding. Great way to learn how to day trade with limited risk. It's the perfect middle ground of pressure. You're still risking something, but you're certainly not risking thousands of dollars. And most people that day trade are going to lose thousands of dollars if they put up thousands of dollars in the beginning. And so again, if you haven't already, I'll put the link up. Great way to help support the channel. They're a sponsor of mine. I'm biased because they pay me money. But if you want to check them out, here's the link. Yeah, I think Top Step, or no, I still promote Top Step occasionally. I'm not really, like we promoted Top Step a couple days ago. We've been with Apex now, though, for months, so you must be late, brother. Tesla's still thinking how to respond. Yeah, where's Tesla at now? I haven't even seen it. Yeah, well, both of them are some of the most legit funded account programs in the world, Z. I'm not sure what your point is, brother. It seems like you're desperate to criticize, and that's all right, bro. Let it out, man. It's all right. Cheers to you, Have you covered FFIE? I see FFIE start to run. Yeah, both are good. I don't know what, it's not like you got to pick one or the other. Like, do whatever you want to do, guys. Let the hate out, bro. It's all right, Almost certainly somebody that is just trying to get weird, FFIE, though, at 77 cents. Which way would the market break is the question. Yeah, I have no idea, guys. I have no idea. Yeah, and again, if you want to check out Top Step, I'll post that link as well. Top Step right now, guys, has let me find the Top Step link. My bad. Hold on, let me find it. Top Step has that deal right now as well, where you're getting like a huge discount too. I think for the first buy. Let me see. So yeah, Top Step right now has the crazy good deal as well, where the first checkout. Let me see. I think it's the 50K one. I gotta log in. But yeah, I think for the time being, you're getting it for like 18 bucks. It might have ended, but again, if you want to check out Top Step, here's the link for Top Step as well, chat. Yeah, $19. So again, there's that link too if you want to check it out. Yeah, I'll put the link up right there in chat if you want to see either one of them. My coupon code is BT, beginner trading, BT, 2 letters, BT. Will get you the max discount on Apex. Did you hear the other stock they was pumping with Gamestop was FFIE? Yeah, I see it right now. It's up to 80 cents a share. SPY is still kind of flat and stagnant. Yeah, and again, guys, these are sponsors of mine. I'm biased. They pay me money. So I'm biased, guys. Listen, if they paid you money, you would be biased too, guys. So listen, I'm honest about it. I would rather trust somebody that's real about it. Yeah, I certainly do this to make money. Of course I do. I'm not spending 7 hours some days streaming out of the kindness of my heart, Listen, guys, I'm just here to help people, okay? I'm just here to help people, I don't even need to trade. I just like helping people. I'm just a good teacher. I like teaching people, guys. Now, buy my mentorship program, team. But I'm here purely out of the kindness of my heart, guys. I just like helping people. I'm going to build a bunch of millionaire students and, build schools that I'm going to use to give myself credibility so I can sell you a sleazy mentorship program on publicly available content based off of credibility that I been trading and investing for years, but I haven't really traded in years because I just like teaching, guys, you know? What a ridiculous freaking argument. Now buy my course, Chad. Yeah, I don't sell a course. I'm just trolling you guys. I don't sell a course. I don't sell a service myself. I don't even claim to be a good trader. Top 3 worst traders of all time, to be honest. Right, exactly, Ram. If I wanted to trust somebody, I'd trust somebody that is straight up blunt about it. I think people who are struggling kind of get weird at people who make money. And so, you know, you got some people that just get weird. Oh, this person's just doing it to make money. Of course they are. If you think they're not, you're not being objective. Like, of course, most people on YouTube are doing it to make money, and that's okay. Because I'm providing a service. We cover economic data fast, and we stream every major economic event. We cover big stock market news, you know, all that good stuff. We trade live. We provide a service here. Top 3 services in the world right now. Definitely 3rd worst teachers of all time ever in the world right now. All right, AMC Gamestop dipping down here, chat. Will they bounce back? Yeah, again, I could sell a course if I wanted to. To be honest, and I know I've said this before, but I have a very nice house. Like, this house is nice. If I wanted to be a sleazy guru and like use my house as some type of credibility builder and just take a bunch of pictures of me sitting in my house next to my pool, trading on my laptop, financial freedom-esque, and I could just exaggerate claims of how much I make and all that stuff, I certainly could, and I could make millions of dollars doing it. Based off of the cars I have, based off of the house that I have, I could certainly be misleading and act like I'm some millionaire trading guru selling you a course. I'd rather not, because that's not true, you know? I made most of my money outside of trading. I certainly make much more money marketing than I ever do for trading, and that's okay, you know? I'm honest about it because that's the truth, right? Of course it's the truth. Anybody that pretends it's not is usually full of crap, too. But yeah. I think a lot of the time people want to sell mentorship programs, and so they end up kind of fudging things. I'd rather just be real, tell you I'm a terrible trader, and, you know. No, I'm in Texas. Help me help you. Sell me this pen. Hey, how are you? Can you give me a tip? I'm having a hard time to trade. For example, yesterday I saw many good opportunities, but I was too scared to take any trades. That's normal in the beginning. Fear of markets is good. Like, fear of markets is good. You should fear the market. If they were put in the situation, they would do the same or worse, 100%. Yeah, people who say that are just projecting economic dip. Yeah, for sure. In the Houston area. I can't live directly in the city. It's too much, man. I got kids and a wife and stuff. There's not enough trees in Houston. Too stressful to live there, bro. The traffic's horrible. 45 is one of the most dangerous interstates in the world. It's just a stressful life in Texas. In Houston. It's just too big. Too much traffic. Too much interstates. I lived there for a while, but I moved out. Yeah, I mean, I can make money, but I can tell people the truth. And so when I designed this channel, that's why I call it beginner trading. And people still try to act like I'm a guru and be like, this guy sucks, this guy doesn't give. Yeah, again, no matter what, people are going to get mad. If I tell you guys I'm a day trading guru and I sell you guys a course, y'all are obviously going to, some of you are obviously going to get mad because it's mostly nonsense, right? If I tell you guys I have no idea what I'm talking about, and I might be wildly wrong about everything, and I never tell you guys to buy or sell anything, and I just kind of try to teach you my strategy, but without telling you to buy or sell anything, people are going to get mad that I won't lead them to you know, profits, right? So people are going to get mad no matter what. I'd rather just be honest about it, though. And so it's very hard to critique if somebody's telling you they're a top 3 worst trader of all time. You look like a good person. Top 3 best looking people in the world right now, for sure. Top 3 maddest ever. Just came back from Louisiana. Yeah. All right, guys. Whew. Now that my daily rant is off. All right, look at AMC bouncing back right at the volume weighted average price. The SPY moving back up a little bit. GameStop bouncing right off of that 200 EMA. Chat, will it hold? Guys, will it hold? I don't know. The real question was did Nolan Ryan throw 108 miles per hour? I think he probably threw closer to 105. I think he might have thrown one time 108 or so. But I think most of the time he threw 105, 104, 103, maybe 100, depending on what inning it was. I like Nolan Ryan. I don't think he was the GOAT, though. Too many walks. Too many walks. Jobless claims is good. Yeah, I mean, more people filing is good. I think that it ultimately means less inflation problems, but less economic growth. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. I know that it's speculated that he threw 108, but I don't think he did. I don't think he threw that in a game, at least. Who is top 1 worst trader? I don't know. What's up with that new Pirates pitcher? Oh, you're talking about Skeens. Dude, Skeens was an LSU player. I'm from Louisiana, right? You're talking about Paul Skeens. No, Paul Skeens is a monster, bro. That dude throws heat, too. He throws consistent starter. He throws 100 plus consistently as a starter, right? Like Chapman was a closer and threw 100 plus. Who's the guy with the trumpet? I always forget his name. Where they play the trumpet song, he's the closer, he comes out and, you know, he does his thing. What's his name? Again, he's a closer, he throws 100 plus, but he's a closer. Skeens is the real deal though, man. He's good. He played for LSU, won them their national championship. Very good, very good. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, building permits, mostly what these reports showed is less economic growth. We had housing starts come in lower, building permits come in lower, continuing claims come in higher, initial claims come in higher, Philly Fed Index come in lower. So all of these things signaled less economic growth. Manufacturing was weaker with the Philly Fed Index, housing starts was lower, building permits were lower, continuing claims were higher, initial claims were higher. We do have industrial production numbers in about 45 minutes. Those aren't really huge numbers, but still. Yeah, Diaz is his name. Yeah, that's right. I'm not going to answer that, Tim. Yeah, I'm just not going to answer that. Pitchers pitch complete games. Yeah, but if that was the case, bullpen guys would be less relevant. And I think you got some fun bullpen closers. It has both sides. We consider employment, building permits, and manufacturing index. Yeah. Yeah, but none of these reports are big enough to influence a recession, to be honest, V. What you got to understand is that jobless claims is a weekly report. It drops weekly. Building permits, housing starts, not the biggest reports, in all honesty. And so with all that, it's just not something in which, you know, we're going to get too much worry. All right, chat. So we do have jobless claims that are out. AMC and Gamestop both consolidating around the 200 EMA and the volume weighted average price. We'll see if they hold. Usyk versus Fury. I'd go with Fury, but I really don't watch boxing that much. Alright, guys. So, SPY still at lows at 530s. Yeah, I'm in Palantir. Will Gumball Joey selling AMC make it drop like a rock? Who the heck is Gumball Joey? Dude, I don't even know these characters. Gumball Joey? Who is Gumball Joey? Dude, I don't freaking know. Anybody tried the new Chat GPT 4.0? A memoir? No. Yeah, I have no idea whether you should pull out or not, KG. I know you went a loss. Got me. I did win a loss. Top 3 went a losses in the world right now. If you really think I'm like a pump and dumper, anybody here, if you truly think I'm a pump and dumper, y'all have no idea what y'all are talking about. Anybody that really watches this stream is gonna know that, like, I don't tell anybody to freaking buy anything. My main, like, joked around sayings, my overused sayings, Chad, this is my actual disclaimer. I at least post it 4 or 5 times a day. Remember, I am terrible. Have no idea what I'm talking about. It may be wildly wrong about anything I say. It's entertainment purposes only. I do trade off stream. You're not going to see all my trades. Do not copy me. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations, all that good stuff. Do not copy me, chat. I genuinely have no idea what I'm talking about. Big League Chew guy. In what way, memes? Memes is calling me a pumper. Yeah, I'm the only guy that tells the truth. Just my 2 cents, but it appears all 3 stocks on your screen are currently in a downtrend. Why are they there if you aren't pump and dump? Just my 2 cents. The SPY is the S&P 500, brother. So, number one, we could all buy the SPY at one time, all at once. And the SPY will not move much at all from it, brother. So if you think I can actually pump and up the SPY, again, you have no idea what you're talking about. Number two, GameStop and AMC are the biggest stories in the market right now. You don't want to get mad at me. You want to get mad at the market, bro. Like, the market is who you want to get mad at. I'm just covering news. If you look back at my channel, we cover every major economic reported news. We covered jobless claims earlier. Yesterday, we covered CPI. The day before, we covered Jerome Powell and PPI. Like, we just cover market news, bro. And regardless of whether you like it or not, AMC and GameStop are market news. There's a difference between people covering the moves in AMC and GameStop and somebody pumping and dumping them. I'm never telling anybody to buy anything, especially not these stocks. Right, so again, you want to get mad at the market, not me. Yeah, dude, we're super pumping, guys, you know. Yeah. They hate us because they ain't us. And then, good day to you, sir. Just emotional people here, you know, just emotional people. It's all right, you know. Yeah, this guy's like, hey, I'm leaving, guys. And then he shows up. Again, you get these people that usually, like, if you're being real, they just don't have much going on in their life, right? Like, they just don't have much going on. Maybe they're not making the type of money they are. Maybe they don't have a job. Maybe they're struggling. They just don't have much going on. You know, those are usually the people that lash out, kind of like childs do. Of course, I'm not pumping AMC or GameStop, you know. In the end, my positions are not anywhere close to pumping up. Like, to even need to pump AMC and GameStop. I couldn't pump AMC and GameStop if I wanted to, though. Yeah, we used to have a guy that was like, hey, guys, if we all buy Apple at one time, you know, we could make it go higher, you know? And I always kind of had to break it to him. I was like, listen, brother, Apple has billions of shares in the float. Billions of shares in the float. We could all buy Apple at one time, all at once, and it's not going to move Apple, bro. You know, the market doesn't work like that. I think the problem with AMC and GameStop is that people think everything can squeeze, and it can't. You know, you got to understand the significance of a float and all that stuff. And again, GameStop and AMC right now both have 200+ million shares in the float. Not necessarily large floats, but my chat room ain't about to pump them up, you know. Most of the people mad are probably mad because they missed this latest move on GameStop, right? So they missed the latest move, and generally those are the people that kind of lash out and get upset. And that's okay, you know, that's all right. Not even Warren can pump the SPY, yeah, for sure. Again, a lot of people just don't understand markets, though, you know. Oh, he's definitely bad, Stefan. The problem is some people don't want to actually invest, always looking for the next get-rich-quick scheme. The market isn't the answer. 100%. Pump and dump the SPY. Yeah, again, listen, usually people like that are, again, a lot of times maybe they're mad. Like, my channel gets more views if you look back at, like, my actual viewership. My channel gets more views than a lot of the big networks do, you know. If you look back and you actually look at the channel, I think maybe that's where some of the insecurity comes from. I think some of these guys have been hating on me for years. but like, you know, but like yesterday, 31,000 GameStop squeeze. Jerome Powell, we got 77,000 views. Some of the other big networks can't even touch that. And this is just little old me over here. And so, again, for the haters, guys, you're just going to have to watch me grow larger and larger and larger and larger. And it's going to burn because you're going to be big mad at the end. It's not going to end well. We got 102,000 views in the last 48 hours. You'll love to see it. We're going to keep growing. Anacott Steel, the greatest stock of all time ever in the world, for sure. Bud Fox likes it. He's my go-to guru mentor. When 2001, I made 232,000 from 12K. 2001, bro. Listen, man. Keep it up, my dude. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm still in Roblox. What's it doing today? I'm still in it. I'm trying to hold it. Yeah, we're still very green on Roblox. That's nice. My average price is 27.70s. We're up so much, I'm thinking about maybe taking some more profit. And I guess I'll wait until the opening bell. But yeah, my average price is 27s for Roblox. It's at 33s right now. So it's looking good for me so far. I bought it after the dip from earnings. I'm going to wait for Disney to dip a little bit more if I buy it, George. But still. Yeah, I'm assuming he meant 21. Mr. Beast can pump the spy. I just come here to be told when to buy gold. People are ignorant of how the market works. Yeah, for sure, bro. They just don't understand. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's talking about 2021. This channel is very good. Fast info, honest, and chats with people. Good channel in my view. Hey, thanks so much. I appreciate the genuine supporters. I really do. Because, you know, again, sometimes I'll kind of engage with the haters a little bit. It'll give me something to talk about. And it's always fun to kind of debate different people. As long as you can keep it respectful, you're usually not going to get banned either. Even if you disagree with me. The only people I disagree with are people that, like, are accusing me of just ridiculous stuff. Like, saying I'm pumping AMC GameStop. You just don't, like, nobody's paying attention if you think I'm pumping AMC GameStop. You know, you got some YouTubers that tell everybody to buy it. Like, buy this, buy that. I have not told anybody to buy anything in a long, long time. A long, long time. I don't know if I ever did, but I certainly haven't in the last few years. And so, again, for anybody to think I pump anything is just a ridiculous thing. But as long as you can be respectful about your disagreements here, then I'm probably not going to ban you either. But with all that said and out the way, I appreciate sometimes the haters are just louder. But I appreciate the genuine comments of support. I do. I really do. Thanks so much. John wouldn't be here if he had the liquidity to pump and dump a mid-cap stock. Never mind the SPY. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would pump and dump anything even if I could, you know. I just don't know if that's the right move. You know, you get people like Atlas that kind of like, you know, you get a lot of people in penny stocks that pump. And again, the way they make money is very obvious, right? Where you get a lot of penny stock gurus. This happens mostly in penny stocks, where penny stock mentors. Most of the time they're selling courses on how to trade and invest in penny stocks or whatever it is, but they'll target a low float stock that's manipulatable. If a stock has a float of like 500K or a million shares, very small float, maybe 2 million shares, those are manipulatable and you can influence them if you have a large following. And so if you got a following of thousands and thousands of traders and you say, hey, everybody, and you front load into it. This is what the gurus do, the scammers. This is what the scammers do. They'll front load into a penny stock. And so they'll buy 10, 20, 30,000 shares of a low float penny stock. And then after they've established a huge position, they will make Twitter posts if they have a big following on Twitter. They will post Discord notifications. And again, this is what a lot of scammers have done over the years. It's very hard to charge people for it. But you have to understand they're not looking out in your best interest. I get it. Some people treat these guys like they're celebrities. They're not looking out in your best interest. They will pump these stocks to their following after they front loaded into it. And so if you target thousands and thousands of people and you tell everybody, hey guys, I just bought a position in ABC penny stock, and you tell everybody what a great buy it is, you get thousands of people rushing in to try to copy you on that trade. And if it has a low float stock, the only ones they're really targeting are low float stocks. If you look at their history that are manipulatable, if you do that and you have a huge enough following, that is going to pump the stocks up. And it's kind of a legal gray area. And so they'll pump the stocks up. The problem is that when they start unloading their huge position, number one, they're not really telling you where they're out. They're really exiting way before that so that they don't get stuck in the crash that they're going to cause from these penny stocks. Instead, they're going to exit and then they're going to announce to everybody, hey guys, I just sold. And then that's going to crash the penny stock. That's going to crash the stock completely. And so say somebody makes 60, some penny stocks even go a step further. Some gurus go a step further where say they make $20,000 or $30,000 from that. Right? Some of them then take pictures of those gains and then announce that to the following, trying to give themselves credibility like they've got some penny stock day trading system and they start selling courses on how to day trade penny stocks where their following is just gullible. And not gullible, their following is getting taken advantage of because you're not going to be able to do that. Like they're pumping up stocks because they have a large following and then selling courses on how to make money in penny stocks, and they're using these $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 gains that they're getting from pumping up the stocks as credibility to sell you a mentorship program afterwards. That's what happens, you know. And again, it's a legal gray area, so it's hard to stop, right? But if you think I'm doing that, you just don't know what you're talking about. I don't tell anybody to buy anything. I don't even like penny stocks at all. I don't invest in penny stocks. They're total crap. Most of them are going to fail long term or get pumped and dumped. So I'd rather just avoid that sleazy market altogether. Right, exactly. Yeah, I'm not going to be too specific, but car I won. Yeah, in the end, just don't copy anybody. Anybody that's promoting a penny stock largely on social media is usually trying to pump the stock up to their following so they can rug pull their following, right? And then they're gonna. And again, the problem is that a lot of people look up to these guys like they're celebrities, right? So, and some people just want to follow somebody. I've known a lot of people that were just really wrapped up in mentors. They were like, oh, I got these mentors. I'm modding for them, you know. And again, they look at them like they're celebrities. In the end, they're not. I'm not a celebrity, of course. Like, I don't have a large following to be a celebrity. Top 3 biggest celebrities ever. But no. Just be smart, guys. Understand people's motives behind things. I'll tell you my motives, and I'm very open about my motives. And I would rather, again, follow somebody like that that's honest about their motives than somebody that's just kind of pretending. Like, I truly want to help people. I want to sleep good at night. I don't want to scam people. I want to tell people the truth behind things. But of course, I'm also doing this to make money without question. But if I can do so without selling a course or without selling my own service and instead giving away everything for free, not claiming to be a good trader, never telling anybody to buy anything, to pump it up or anything like that, that's how I'm going to make money, you know. EFTs with high yields? What kind of EFTs? Yeah, I mean, I don't even think my title, the worst somebody could say is clickbait with the titles. I don't even think my titles are clickbait. Like, if you look at my titles now, it's a question. Will GameStop and AMC bounce back? I think when you look at the market today, I think that's a reasonable question to ask. Will AMC and GameStop bounce back? I'm not saying it's going to bounce back. It's not like I'm saying they're pumping up now. You know, I'm just asking a question. Will AMC and GameStop bounce back? And I don't know. You know, I don't know. The rest of my titles mostly refer to economic reports. And so, yeah, I don't think that's clickbait either, you know. I think that's just asking a question. I think that's fine, you know. Sir, FYI, Amazon and Apple were at some point a penny stock. No, they weren't. The biggest misconception is that all blue chip stocks were somehow once penny stocks, and that all blue chip stocks were somehow penny stocks. Not true at all. Most blue chip healthy companies IPO'd and were immediately $30, $40, $50 a share. Especially when you take into account splits that have happened historically. Yeah, Apple went public on December 12th, 1980 at $22 a share, brother. Was never a penny stock. Amazon went public at $18 a share. Okay, but they've had splits since then. So if you look back at the history, it might show 7 cents or whatever. They've done multiple splits since then. So that's not the true IPO price. But this proves my point. Even the two stocks you mentioned were never once penny stocks. Again, please listen to me, penny stock traders and investors. Okay, if a stock is a penny stock, right, meaning it's either an OTC stock or it's under $5, that is an incredibly weak company. An incredibly weak company. Healthy companies that IPO that are good companies generally are never under $10. They're usually, depending on how many shares are in the float, generally are never under $10. They're certainly never under $1. And so if a company is literally under $1 in price, it is a terrible, terrible company, and the odds are stacked against you. Successful companies do not start off as penny stocks. Okay, at least most of them. You had a few outliers that did, but a majority of stocks that are healthy companies that are blue chips IPO'd and were immediately, again, Amazon's IPO, it was immediately $18 a share on May 15th, 1997. Apple IPO'd, it was immediately $22 a share. Most stocks start off that are good, they're never penny stocks. And so again, that's just something to sell you into buying crap, for lack of a better word. And it's important that people understand that, because that's where a lot of traders get wrapped up and misled. They think that they're finding diamonds in the rough and that somehow their penny stock investments are going to turn into Amazon one day. And again, that's almost certainly not going to happen. It's really what traps people in. It's what Jordan Belfort sold people when he was manipulating people. Jordan Belfort, what did he sell people? He sold people the way it was described. Selling garbage to garbage men. He would sell people pink sheets, OTC stocks, penny stocks, you know. Yeah, but that's post-split. Apple IPO'd at $22 a share, Cal. But again, this is where a lot of people just don't understand the stock market, to be honest. GameStop today. I don't know. GameStop dipping down under 200 EMA. I'm in it right now. I'm trying not to sell. I'm probably not going to sell, but... splits are going to lower the price, Cal. Yeah, so you must be talking about 10 something, but yeah, splits are going to lower the price. And so so basically, if you look back at the history, it might look higher, but short Q. What are some stocks that were at one time penny stocks that now have a stable support above 10? I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to try to do my best to hold it. Yeah, I don't know what you should do. I'm not telling anybody to buy or sell anything, like always. Bro, nobody that buys penny stocks holds them like it's Amazon. I mean, yeah, they do. They absolutely do. You got a lot of penny stock investors. Again, Google on YouTube right now. Top 5 penny stocks to buy. You know, you're going to find a bunch of people telling you that these penny stocks are going to be diamonds in the rough and that they're one day going to go up to $1,000 plus or whatever it is. These penny stocks could hit 1,000%. Like, you're going to see a bunch of nonsense like that. So people are certainly investing in them. Like, again, what's really fun is that when you look at a lot of people posting those videos and you go look at the stocks that they're talking about, look at like a year-old video that did that and then look at where the stocks are now. Most of them are down massively from where they posted that video, which is, again, yeah. It sneezed. Yeah, I don't know. I hope GameStop goes up. Again, my average price on GameStop's $15.16, so I got a lot of room. I'm still up over 100%. I'm in Walmart right now. Walmart's starting to bounce back. It's at $63.30. SPY testing that previous closing price, but still flat on the day technically right here. Yeah, for sure. They're shell companies most of the time. Yeah. No, you might be. I'm not saying the lowest price. I'm saying it IPO'd at 50. I'm sure there were some periods of time, especially in like the 80s. But even if you take into account inflation, $6 at the time was certainly not a penny stock either. It's different than a $6 stock today, 50 years later, when inflation has, 10, 20x'd, right? That would be the equivalent of like a 50-something dollar stock now, but, Yeah, market opens up 14 minutes. Yeah, my first trades were penny stocks too. I lost money in all of them almost. Even the people day trading penny stocks, it's just hella risky. Most penny stocks, they'll go up, trap people, and then people pump and dump them, right? A lot of the time, the CEOs of these companies don't even believe in them. I'll say this a lot as well, but like, sometimes the CEOs are the ones pumping and dumping the stock. They're putting out a lot of sensationalized marketing and media about the stock, and it's just not good. And the CEO knows it's going to fail, and so they can rug pull everybody and make millions, or they can sit in a most likely failing company, and most of the time they rug pull and make millions and leave retail sitting there holding the losses. Yeah, options are good. Options are risky too, though. They're hard to trade. I don't know. I come from a that's my own bias though, because I don't necessarily need to trade options. Super Micro down. Yeah, that might have started off as a penny stock. Yeah, so Super Micro was at 360s in 2008, but it's still 2008. It was down to the 20s and 30s though. Yeah, it hit $8 in 2018. That's about as close as it ever was to a penny stock, though, for Super Micro Semiconductors. Yeah, I mean, AMC is sitting at that 200 EMA volume weighted average price level. That's what we're waiting for. We got 10 minutes left, chat. 10 minutes left. When did mullets get back in style, guys? Listen, like, I'm a baseball guy. I like baseball. And I understand, like, the baseball mullet is a big thing now. But how did we let this happen? Like, how did we let this happen, guys? Like, mullets are now back in style, non-ironically. How could this have happened? I don't get it. Maybe I should grow a mullet out. Ugh. How could this happen, guys? Did they ever leave? Perms. Yeah, honestly, a lot of the perms are there, you know. People, I got a lot of kids that go to my kids' school that look like Slater from Saved by the Bell. They legit look like Slater. Coming from somebody who's got one of the top 5 greatest haircuts of all time right now. You know. Listen. Yeah, my wife has been cutting my son's hair. She's trying, man. She's trying. You know. She does all right. I let Carol cut my hair during the pandemic, and a couple times it went well. It only took one time for her to botch it before I was like, never again. Never again. She tries. She's doing her best, you know. Yeah, my mom was one of those people that were like, yeah, I can cut hair. Let me cut your hair, son. And I was like, okay, mom, you can cut hair. My mom would just give me a bold cut, just straight down the middle. This was the 90s, and so it was a little bit more understandable, but yeah. Never again. It's interesting, though, that the circle of life happens. Now my wife's doing that to my son. She's a little bit better, though. No, I know. GameStop's doing fine. Like, people acting like it's just such a scam. It's like, dude, I'm up 100% plus in my position. My average price is 15.16 here on GameStop. And so people acting like GameStop is at zero, you know, again, a lot of them are just emotional. You see emotions on both sides. In the end, you should never hate a company or hate a stock, you know. I might not want to invest in it or trade it, but, like, you know. Why is everything dumping? Because markets aren't going to go straight up. You know, here's a yearly chart on the SPY. So here's the S&P 500 on the year. A lot of these guys have basically been calling for market crashes as well. And the SPY's breaking lifetime highs. And so that's kind of where we're at now. SPY close to lifetime highs as well. Lifetime high is 530.08 on the SPY. Really, this is the right around, we're right around lifetime highs. But the actual lifetime high of the SPY itself during actual market hours is here. So if we can break over that, that'll be the new lifetime high in the SPY at the opening bell. We'll see. Top 3 in the world. Hairdressers, definitely top 3. Yeah, I went to Walmart one time, and, you know, I was like, hey, I'm going to go to Walmart and get my hair cut. You know, my wife, Carol, had to go to Walmart. And so I was like, you know what? What's the worst that could happen? I'm going to go to Walmart. I'm going to get my hair cut. and just kind of show up, right? So we had a bald guy that was trying to cut hair. He said he was stepping in for somebody else. Honestly, to this day, I'm still convinced that this dude, this was like an older, middle-aged, bald man. Like a, you know, I'm still not convinced that this dude just really needed a job and was like, yeah, I can cut hair, you know, where with no experience prior to that. So this man starts coming out, and I'm sitting down in the chair. Within about 5 minutes, this dude clips my left ear. Blood starts coming out. Blood starts coming out. I know he clipped my ear. He knows he clipped my ear and blood's coming out. But he doesn't know that I know that he clipped my ear. I don't know what he thought, like I just didn't feel pain. But he just keeps on cutting my hair, doesn't say a word about it. Blood starts gushing down my neck. I'm like, what do I do here? Like, do I say something and make it even more awkward? Or do I just walk out and leave? Right? In the end, I think I decided to let him keep working. I don't know what I was thinking. Very quickly, this dude clips my right ear. Blood starts coming out my right ear. I literally cut both ears at this haircut place. I still have a picture of it. Eventually, he cuts my hair, and it looks freaking crazy. I'm pretty sure he clipped my ears, got nervous, and then just kind of rushed through the rest of the haircut to where the haircut didn't look good at all. It looked crazy. I'm still not convinced this dude wasn't just kind of like, yeah, I can cut hair. And Walmart was like, hey, we need somebody today. You know, this dude says he can cut hair, so just come on in and work, you know. There was nobody else there, so I don't know if he knew how to cut hair or whether he was just kind of like, yeah, I can do it. But honestly, terrible trip. Never again. Never went back to Walmart for a haircut again. I ended up having to go to Sport Clips and like getting another haircut on top of that. It was a weird day. In hindsight, I was way too nice. I should have tripped out on him, but I wasn't mean to him at all. I even paid him for it. I don't think I tipped him, but you know, I don't know what. I do have a picture of it somewhere. I have to find it. Yeah, bro said I've trimmed my beard before. Well, what's the difference? All right, we got 3.5 minutes, guys. 3.5 minutes. I usually tip well. Like, I'm usually one of those guys that I'm going to tip 20% no matter what. Top 3 greatest tippers of all time. But that dude didn't get a tip. Yeah, honestly, at that point, I just wanted to get out of there, dude. This dude seemed a little unsettled. Right? He was like a middle-aged white man. Like, he was probably like, I would say he was probably like 55. Bald. Should have known. The bald part should have been a big red flag, you know. I guess not. I've known bald people that can genuinely cut hair well. So, that's just kind of a joke. But yeah. This dude clipped my ears. I have pictures of it, too. I have to go back and find it. But it was rough, you know. My wife laughed at me when I told her. All right, guys, Walmart bouncing back up here. The Spy is still technically green on the day. He was a substitute barber. I'm pretty sure he was, honestly. We still speculate about it, but my whole family does. Yeah. I know, it was a joke. Some of the best barbers I've gone to have been bald, so this is just a joke. Yeah, I don't know. I have a problem with people that don't tip here in the U.S. You know, in the U.S., the standard is tipping, right? So, you know, regardless of, like, you'll hear people say, oh, well, their employer should pay them an actual wage. Like, just tip people well, you know? Like, it's not your server's fault that their employer doesn't pay them enough, right? And so I have a problem with people that just refuse to tip. You know, it's like, you could be cheap, then just don't eat out. Like, don't go eat out and then just not tip people, basing it off of your problem with the business in general. If you don't like that, don't go to the business. But don't hurt the server. It's not their fault. And again, going back to my previous philosophy. Look at Walmart. Spike it up again. It's at 63.80s. I believe you get what you put out there, man. If you put out negativity, if you're stingy, if you put out negativity, that's what you're going to get back. Guys, we got less than a minute here. Chat, less than a minute. Yeah, for sure. Dude just walked in to buy something and just saw me sitting alone and was like, hey, I can cut hair. You know, quick $30. What about if they suck? It depends on what you define by suck. If they're late, it's usually not their fault. It's usually not the server's fault if your food is late. You know, and so it's usually not the server's fault. If somebody's really busy and they don't go to your table a lot, they might be understaffed. It's not their fault most of the time either. So I usually tip well regardless, to be honest. I think that's the right thing. It's not their fault. Now, if they're mean or like genuinely like bad people, fine. But yeah, it's not usually their fault. Anyways, we got 10 seconds, guys. Really about 5 seconds here. Let's see if AMC and GameStop can bounce back. Walmart just broke highs again, guys. Wow, look at Walmart. All right, so the opening bell just happened. Walmart just ripped up. All right, so again, AMC and GameStop have ripped up. So did the SPY ripped up at the opening bell. Yeah, I mean, no offense, JG, you're just being cheap, brother. The standard is that you tip here. It's not optional anymore. It's not, you know. It depends on where you are. Like, not tipping a bartender is one thing, but not tipping a server is terrible. A horrible thing to do. And again, especially if you're with people, it makes you look bad, you know. Anyways, Walmart did rip up, came all the way back down to 63s. Yeah, it depends on where you are. Oh, as a European, it's different. I'm not talking about Europe. Europe, it probably is optional, right? Because the standard is different there. I'm talking about here in the US. Like, tip your waiters. Like, they're going to expect it. And again, your problem is with the business owner, not the server. Like, I've just never been that cheap where I'm going to short some server that didn't do anything wrong just to save a couple bucks, you know? Like, it's fine to be frugal, but, you know, that's a different level, I think. All right, guys. I don't know whether... I'll probably sit on the rest of my Walmart trade. Super Micro is actually running up a little bit. GameStop and AMC ended up coming back down. Yeah, well, for pickup orders is different, but if you're eating out, you should tip. Oh, then they should eat out. Or they shouldn't eat out. Or they should get the food to go then, Tommy's. You know. Yeah, I used to be a bartender and a server, so you know, that's where my bias is. I think people who have actually worked those jobs understand how hard of a job it is, to be honest. Dealing with people can get really Karen-y and just difficult. And I really think it's a gauge on how, like, who's a good person and who's not, is how you treat servers around you. You know, if you treat them terribly, it's usually a pretty good sign that you're not a good person, you know. Supermicro Semiconductors is running up to 940s. Walmart bouncing all the way back. And look at AMC and GameStop kind of chopping back and forth. They're at 34s. 20% isn't a couple of bucks. I had a dinner the other night for around 600 as a special night. Yeah, but that's your choice to have that dinner. You know, again, I'm not saying you need to tip 20% of 600. What I'm saying is that you should tip something. If it's a big order, I think the percentage decreases, to be honest. But still, it's all good. Do whatever you got to do. As long as you're still tipping somebody. If you're not tipping on a big order, you're a terrible person. Anyways, Walmart down to 63.40s, 63.50s. Let's see if it holds. We don't really have any other big data coming out today. Not that I know of, at least. Yeah, I mean, again, if this is only for people in the U.S., it's different if you're out of the U.S. because the standard of tipping there is different. And yeah, so it's different. Anyways, SPY at 530s, mostly flat. GameStop, AMC coming back down. AMC at 495s. GameStop is at 32.50s. SPY sitting at 530s right now. 530s. Yeah, GameStop down for sure. Yeah, for sure. No, the real problem is, and this is something that I experienced recently. All right, so we're starting to get a bounce back. The SPY is so choppy today. Like, so choppy. And we do have some Fed speakers, but they're not really market movers. We got Harker and Barr speaking, but they're not really market movers. The real problem nowadays, though, is that everybody's trying to push me to open up a credit card. Everywhere I go. Like, I go shop anywhere. Hey, do you want a Macy's credit card? Of course not. Smart people don't get a Macy's credit card to save 50 bucks. You know, hey, do you want an Old Navy credit card? Of course not. Old Navy, I've never gone back since they did that. Old Navy would not take no for an answer. Old Navy's like, we go shopping for our kids once a year. And we used to take them to Old Navy. And we buy like a bunch. We buy like $500, $600, $700 worth of clothes for the year. Right? Get them some clothes. Old Navy's like, hey, you could save X amount of percentage getting an Old Navy card. And I'm like, no, thank you. We come here like once a year. It's not worth it to open up put a hard inquiry on my credit report to open up an Old Navy credit card when I come here once a year. It just doesn't make sense. You know, they were like, you sure you could use it for this around? No, thank you. And they keep asking. At a certain point, I had to be like, look, I don't want an Old Navy credit card. And I think I told him, I was like, I get it. Management is probably pressuring you to do this, but I'm not interested. Thank you. You know, but everywhere I go, they do that now. Literally everywhere I go. I go to the mall, people are trying to get me to open up stupid credit cards for everywhere. That's the real problem nowadays. Tipping's bad too. But yeah. All right, guys. So Super Micro is ripping up. I think Nvidia is dragging the market up with us as well. Let's watch $30 for GameStop. If there is a support level, it could be $30. Nvidia's breaking 950s here. And again, the SPY just broke lifetime highs. So the SPY did just break lifetime highs. Jobless claims came out at 8:30. All right, Nvidia just broke 950s. Again, S&P 500 just recently broke all-time highs. SPY at 530.30s right now. Nvidia's up to almost 960. And even with AMC and GameStop coming down, my portfolio is still green on the day, which is nice. What am I green in? I'm trying to see. I'm green in Nike. I'm green in Uber. I'm green in AMD. I'm green in Apple. I'm green in a bunch of stuff, but those are the biggest green. Green and Intel again today too, so let's see if Intel can keep chopping its way back. Again, Nvidia testing these highs up here at 954s, highs of pre-market. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, when I tip, it's usually like, I believe you should put good stuff out there. I believe if you give, you're going to give back. It really is something maybe it means we're living in a simulation, but it's benefited me in the past, just kind of giving and trying to be a good person. And so I couldn't imagine trying to stiff everybody out of some cheap mindset of like, I don't want to tip them. Their businesses should pay them. I'm going to give this person that just waited on me for an hour, $2. Ha. I couldn't imagine having that mindset. But hey, I mean, people are different. They've got different lives. It's all good. Not judging you too much if you act that way, but I'm definitely judging you a little bit. Walmart at 63.40s. I don't know about SINT. And if that is you guys, again, I recommend try to be good. Like, try to go out there, start tipping people well, and try to just take care of people, and see if you start having like good things happen. A little cheesy, of course, but like, I don't know. Do you expect the SPY to drop after breaking all-time highs? Yeah, I mean, a lot of the time we'll go up and we'll tap all-time highs and then we'll come right back down. So a lot of the time we don't actually hold these type of gains. I get those cards every time, go home and pay them off and cancel them. I don't want that many hard inquiries on my credit report. And I know if I get approved, it's gone, but still, Yeah, I think when you get to the top of the range, like, I think I've said this 1,000 times, but I think a lot of experienced traders take profits. Like, new traders will see, let's say this is the high of the day, right? I think new traders will see something like this, and they'll try to buy it, right? As the stock breaks, the stock moves up and starts testing it, it tries to break. I think new traders buy it here, but experienced traders are taking profit at those top of the range levels, and so a lot of the time it ends up coming back there, and they don't understand why it doesn't work. They're like, hey, this is rigged. But you're buying high of the day breakouts. You're literally buying the top of the range, and you're wondering why it's not working, right? Experienced traders take profit at the top of these ranges, including highs. And so while those highs can be like a magnet, like a lot of the time a stock will kind of fight its way to get to these levels, very rarely is it going to go like this and continue up. Most of the time, it's going to go something like this, where it breaks it maybe a little bit, gets up there, consolidates, comes back down, and then does whatever, right? That's what I usually see. But of course, nothing's definitive, and like it does vary. And you can tell me whether you agree or disagree with what I just said. I think it's pretty obvious sometimes, but yeah, you can kind of see it here. Like, these are the highs of the day right here. We kind of went up, we tapped it, we came right back down, and now we're kind of fading down a little bit. So experienced traders typically take profit, from my experience, at the top of the range at the highs. And so it's not something where, you get new traders that just kind of repeatedly attack high of the day breakouts and they don't know why it's not working. It's because you're attacking the top of the range. Same thing with low of the day shorts, although low of the day shorts are a little bit bigger edge than high of the days, in my opinion. Hey John, I just found out you cannot trade from pre-market to market open on futures. Yes, you can. What are you talking about, Davey? Look, yeah, I've been trading all morning, bro. I'm pretty sure I traded today. Let me see. But yeah, you absolutely can trade futures. You can trade futures almost 24/7. I think there's like an hour break you have to take at the closing bell. But yeah, you can trade futures almost all day. I would research it a little bit more, Davey, because you're wrong, sir. You can't trade from after hours to pre-market is probably what you're talking about. You can't hold overnight on the funded account programs. You have to sell. You're not going to be able to swing trade in these funded account programs if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, if you're on TradeEvade, Davey, I know TradeEvade is having issues, and so you want to reach out to whoever your account program is with if you're on TradeEvade. But it depends on who you're with, bro. It really depends on what you're doing. But no, in just regular futures, you can trade it almost 24/7. Yeah, I have no idea, Saeed. No idea, brother. It's 6 p.m. Okay. Yeah, I can't swing trade futures. Yeah, it's up to you, brother, what you want to do. I have no idea what you should do, you know? Oh, I don't know. I don't know, Davey. Reach out to them, brother. I don't know, man. With that, I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure why. Again, they're just a sponsor of mine, right? So, I have no idea what you should do. No idea what your issue there was or anything like that. Yeah, you want to reach out to them and figure out what happened. Yeah, so anybody tried the new GPT 4.0? Number one, you can talk to it. You don't have to type. Number two, you can send it pictures and ask it to analyze the pictures. All right, so again, GameStop and AMC bouncing back a little bit, but still down. SPY is very flat, very choppy today. Not much going on. Yeah, I've been playing with it the last few days. SPY looking weak. I think all of it looks flat. I don't know if the SPY looks anything. I think most of it looks choppy and neutral and boring. My portfolio is looking a little bit better. So like Intel's bouncing back up a little bit more. So is Nike. Roblox as well is up today. Uber is still green. That's nice. Apple is a little green as well. So is Airbnb. AMD is nicely green. Also is Boeing. So my name is John. Okay, we're gonna get ready to day trade some at the open here. I wanted to let things settle down and cover the AMC Gamestop run, but a little slow right now. All right, so again, we're going to be trying to, let's see if we get funded on one of our 250K challenges, shall we? So we're going to try to bet on chop in the NASDAQ here, short. Again, they have a new DCA rule, so we're only going to add to winning positions already. We added a little bit more, added a little bit more. Try to scale into a large position and just add a little bit more. 5 contracts. Add more. All right, so now we're red. Again, this is a 250K challenge. We have to make, I believe we have to make 16,000 in profit. 16K. And so we will add larger size. We got to wait until we're green on the rest of these, though. Basically, I'm trying to wait for chop. The SPY's at the top of the range. I bought a lot of these. They were only like $18 right now. So on Apex, the 250K challenge is only $18 if you use my coupon code BT. And so if I pass this challenge and I make 16,000 in profit, they fund me $250,000 with a 90% split, and they've paid out over 100 million to their traders. So they're almost up to 200 million. No PDT in futures. I can day trade short, buy market, sell market. Very similar to day trading stocks, as you can see. There's just no PDT. And so here, if you want to check them out, here's the link. Again, we're sitting tight. We're trying to attack this range. What's the max size I can use on this one? I have to go back and see. So the max size I can use is 27 contracts, 270 micros. There's 27 E-mini contracts up to 270 micros. So we're going to add another 10 to this if we get into the profit. We got to make 16,000 to pass it, so that's all right. It's a little risky because if Nvidia starts to run. Hey, thanks, Victor. Hey, good luck, guys. I don't know. I personally don't like copy trading because I want to separate accounts so I can follow rules. If I break rules on one, that way I can kind of follow the next one and not have to worry about losing all of them. Alright, so we just added more. Oh, I accidentally sold. I did not want to sell there, chat. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just accidentally sold. I clicked buy instead of sell. Ugh. Alright, we just took a larger position here. Getting some lag. Big retracement back up though. Yeah, so we still made money on that trade, just to show you. Like, we're up 450 on it, so we got a cushion at least, but this is pumping up against me. Again, this account was $18, so we have to risk it to try to get funded, of course. All right, now I can add one more position to this losing position here. There's 20. Or no, I can't. I have to add 27. Okay. All right, so we're gonna add a little bit to that, fix our average, and see if we get a breakdown. I can't remember what my max loss is on these challenges. There's no maximum amount of time. I think there's a minimum. But I think there's a 1-day pass going on right now. So if you fail, if you pass it, I think you get funded today. But I think they've been doing their sale, so they've just got a ton of volume right now. Yeah, it's all right. You know, in actual stocks and markets, in my actual funded account, I'm pretty sure I'm green on both of the ones I've traded today. This is just a challenge account that, like, it's 18 bucks. And so I think if you want to get funded, you got to take some risks in these accounts, you know. And so I don't mind risking the account, taking max size, trying to get funded. Because I think if I got to make 16K on this to get funded, you got to take some freaking risk, you know. We're just right at the top of the range. I really like that as like a... If we do get a range-bound trade, we could potentially get funded in one good trade there. So that's kind of what we're working on. Gamestop starting to bounce back. AMC trying to bounce back a little bit as well here. 6,500. Okay, gotcha. No, I'm not in FFIE. Nike's still doing pretty good. AMD still trying to move. Well, the profit to max loss Saeed is 2-to-1. So you can risk, you got to make 16K. You can't lose half of that, which is fine. GameStop, AMC starting to run. There we go. Back into the green here. Try to take some profit off, but we're moving a little slow on trade on a Rhythmic today. This is a Rhythmic account. There we go. I like the breakdown here. Again, I'm looking for choppiness. If we start dumping under the VWAP here, this could really break down. So let's see if we get one good trade. We're still green on the day. AMC and GameStop just spiked up a little bit. Yeah, I don't know how long that 250,000 sale is going to last either. Oh man, we're ripping up. So this is worse for me in my positions, of course. Market's still very choppy and flat though. The SPY range is pretty neutral here. So again, we're gonna try to let this one work. If it doesn't work, we'll probably just kind of bow out for the rest of the day. And hopefully AMC and GameStop can fight their way back up. They're trying. But again, markets are mostly flat. Like the SPY is mostly flat. The Q is mostly flat today. We're just not really doing that much. And that's all right, you know. I'm in Boeing right now. Boeing's ripping up too. Very choppy range here, chat. Yeah, definitely top 3 worst traders in the world right now. Yeah, I'm trying to wait, honestly. SINT, if you like pity stocks, that thing is ripping up. All right, coming back down here, chat. Coming back down. AMC over the 200 EMA volume weighted average price. GameStop still kind of stuck underneath it, but still trying. Walmart having a nice little run. Somehow my portfolio is pretty green on the day. I don't know how in stocks. Yeah, please no politics. Or anything really controversy there is too much. I'm not going to talk about that at all. Kitty made his first post of the day. It was a Salk post. So Roaring Kitty just made his first post of post. He said, "Do you want to play a game? Are you watching closely?" Yeah, so I'm trying to decipher Roaring Kitty's post, basically saying it's just the spark. Boom. There we go. We got the breakdown. Let's keep going down. NASDAQ, come on now. All right, we can add to a winning position, which we just did. Another retracement here. Market's so flat and choppy, guys. Honestly, my equities portfolio, despite all this, is actually looking really nice today. I don't know if I should take some off or what. Almost everything's green. CVS. Intel. Here we go. There we go. Dude, why is my fills taking freaking 30 seconds to fill? We're getting lag everywhere today, chat. See, we're up. We need to make 16,000 to get funded here, but we're up about 700 on the day, not including unrealized. All right, we're in max size, almost max size. There we go. Now we're in max size. Gamestop testing the volume weighted average price, trying to head back up. And again, we're trying to get funded on this funded account program. It's a 250,000 challenge on Apex, which again, if you use my coupon code BT, you'll get the max discount. You get the 250K challenge for only $18 right now. $18. My equities portfolio looking really, really, really nice. I'm going to take just a baby piece off of CVS. Just a baby piece. Because we bought CVS not that long ago after earnings and it dipped. Alright, we just took a little baby piece off of CVS. Took profit there. I'll take a little off of AMD. Lock some more profit in on that one. What else we got? Roblox. I'm going to take some off of Roblox here. Alright, cut some Roblox trades. Boom. Fill me. Like, come on, bro. How long? Listen to me click this button. What is going on? Does anybody see me clicking these buttons? What? I mean, we're up a lot still, but come on now, man. That took way too long. All right, small orders. All right, we're about a third of the way there, which is good. We'll have to play with this more tomorrow. All right, we're up thousands in this position now, but we caught the short that we wanted. All right, we should be getting out. There we go. We're out. Yeah, we're up almost halfway there. We are up a whopping 6,100s now. Look, I'm going to play the other direction now. If it'll freaking fill me. Freaking rhythmic right now, man. Yeah, I'm clicking the buy button. Where's the... Yeah, I don't know if it's just me. Is this just me or are you guys getting lag on rhythmic? Yeah, he's been stuck in court cases. Alright, so we got 20 contracts. Again, we're attacking choppy trends today. Trying to get funded on our $250,000 one. Problem with taking this many shares is it takes a long time to get filled. Walmart's still like edging higher. Yeah, I see FFIE. Boom. Half off. We took both sides, guys. This is why you trade choppy range. People make fun of me or say whatever they want, but... Alright, we got 5 shares left. We're up to 9,000 plus in profit. Almost 10. We're going to go to get out of there and ride out for the day. So here's my profit on the day. We were patient with that short and we caught it. And then we bought it right back at the bottom. Almost caught the exact bottom as well. People can make fun of my trading. We got a 15-1 win-loss ratio. We're up 10K. It's a challenge account, so it's not real money, just to put it in perspective. But if we pass this, we only need to make less than $6,000 more, and we get $250,000 in funding with a 90% split. AMC and GameStop now fighting their way back as well here, chat. So again, if you want to check out Apex, here's the link. Also, by other sponsors, a company called Chart Prime. It's a trading view service you can use in stocks, crypto, forex, futures. I don't know how long they're gonna keep the sale where you can get the 250K challenge for like 18 bucks after tax. But again, if you want to check out my other sponsor, a company called Chart Prime, trading view service you can use in stocks, crypto, forex, futures. A great way to find some patterns here. And again, I was always kind of skeptical of companies like this until I tested them myself, to be honest. And so look, number one is like you can see you can use back testers, oscillators, screeners. I can't guarantee you're going to make money. Both of these are sponsors of mine. And so I can't guarantee anything, of course. Nobody can. They're sponsors. I'm biased because they pay me money. You know, you'd be biased too. But again, back test them yourself, right? Like I always try to show people this. This is what we've been back testing for the last few days. Like look at how powerful this can be. All right, so like look. Let's back test this. Sell signal, drop. Strong buy signal, bounce. Sell signal, drop. Strong buy signal, bounce. And this is a 5-minute chart. So this is hours of bearish or of bullish action. Strong sell signal, huge dip all the way down to here. Strong buy signal, hours and hours of bounces. This one maybe didn't work, so that's one. This one worked. This one looks like it worked. This one, strong buy signal. Look at the follow through up. Sell signal, this one definitely didn't work. We'll even say these 3 didn't work. So that's 4 that didn't work out of all of these. Right, 4 that didn't work out of all of these, and we started, I believe, right here. So 1, not even including this one. We'll go ahead and include this one and this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 4 out of 15 didn't work. So that is almost 75% accuracy. I can't fake this either. I try to backtest this live. I can't guarantee all of these are going to work, of course, but I was a little bit looser with the failed ones, right? Some of these might have worked, but I called them failures just to be fair. Anyway, again, can't guarantee anything. Not an investment professional. They're both sponsors of mine. It doesn't repaint, so it doesn't disappear or anything like that. Great way to maybe potentially find an edge. It's like 40 bucks a month. Back test it yourself. Again, there's tons of stuff they offer though. Oscillators, back testers, screeners, like a bunch of cool stuff. It's a company called Chart Prime. But again, they're a sponsor. They pay me money. I'm biased because they pay me money. But again, if you want to check them out, here's the link. I'll see you guys later. We'll be back tomorrow, bright and early, chat. Hopefully AMC and GameStop make another parabolic run today. But if not, it's all good. We're green in stocks. We'll see if everything works out, guys. I'll be back later on. Love you all. Y'all be safe, chat. Again, we're going to close it down. That's it for today. Oh, all right, guys. Walmart still ripping up. Should I take some more profit on Walmart? I might want to. Here, we'll go ahead and take a little bit more off. But yeah, I'm out of here, guys. Y'all be good.